This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
For the first time since 1986, the Plano Wildcats posted back-to-back shutouts in wins over Louisville and the MacArthur Cardinals. This fierce defense, allowing fewer than 100 total yards per game, harkens back to Wildcat teams of the past. The great teams in 86 and 87 and 94, they all had one commonality: the ability to stop the opposition. And that is what the 2013 Wildcats are all about. Jadon McCullough instilling that hard-nosed defensive intensity that is imperative to play championship-level football. Tonight, they look to make it 3 shutouts in 3 ball games as they welcome in the area's leading rusher, Michael Nelson of Naaman Forest, with 666 yards rushing in the first 3 contests. 6 touchdowns, tying him for 8th in scoring in the Metroplex as well. So that Wildcat D is going to be tested tonight as Nelson and the Rangers come calling here at Clark Field. It's Naaman Forest at Plano, and it's coming your way next here on KVCE. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to John Clark Field, the site of tonight's showdown between the Plano Wildcats and the Naaman Forest Rangers. Once again with you, my name is Thomas Lee. Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast tonight, and we're very excited to bring you our first Plano Wildcat game of the year, and a Wildcat team that is really hearkening back to fantastic years gone by as they're bringing your color analysts tonight and every week here on our Plano ISD Game of the Week, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. Ryan Mueller, and I tell you, this is the kind of defense we expect from this team. Chris Fisher and this defense is flying around, attacking the ball, and again, allowing fewer than 100 total yards per game. Astronomical video game-like numbers in the first 2 weeks for the defense.
I think that's the biggest key right there is the first 2 weeks of the season, Thomas, getting off to a good start. You know, it takes a little time for teams to settle in sometimes, not for the Wildcats here in 2013. As you said, they pitch back-to-back shutouts. Everybody's playing assignment football. And, oh, by the way, they're able to run the ball. Brandon Stevens has been phenomenal on offense, almost 300 yards in the first 2 games. That's impressive. When you can stop opposing offenses and you can run the ball, you're going to have success.
Speaking of running the ball, it's something that Brandon Stevens, the young sophomore, has done extremely well for the Wildcats this year. He is 28th in the Metroplex in running, and that's just in 2 ball games, folks. 284 yards, quick math, 142 yards per game for this 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore. He's electrifying, averaging nearly 8 yards per carry. And when he's not toting it, Mitchell Hansen is getting it done on the ground as well. This is the kind of power football attack that a defense like the one that the Wildcats have thrown out there the first 2 weeks really needs.
It really is. And you know, Stevens is a tone setter, and he needs to be a tone setter because Mitchell Hansen, we all remember, and we're going to say this quite a bit throughout the season, was a wide receiver last year, moved over to quarterback, and there's a lot of positives that can come from that, but in order for him to settle in as the signal caller, he's going to have some help on the ground. He's gotten that so far from Brandon Stevens.
Not a bad thing to take somebody and move him to quarterback for the Plano Wildcats. In fact, back in 1994, a safety, Scooter Asel, was moved over to the offensive side of the ball to run the option attack, and it led to the 7th state championship in Wildcat history. Time now to bring in our statistician, the Dr. Alex Sterling. And, buddy, tonight, when number 15 for Naaman Forest has the ball, you can pretty much go ahead and move on down to that rushing column because you know he's going to try to put up some yards tonight.
Absolutely, and like you said, him being the leading rusher in the area, you know he's going to get the rock constantly for Naaman Forest. Let's say he's already got 89 carries in their first few games, so you know he's their main guy with the ball, and that's who Plano has to stop. They want to see, especially the shutout streak intact, because he's going to be their go-to guy.
That's the Dr. Alex Sterling. He'll be with us all night, keeping track of all the numbers. And, of course, you just heard from Ryan Mueller as well. Good news on the weather front, as right now there's not a drop of rain falling from the sky. And cue the rain coming down now. No, I'm just kidding, folks. Right now, seriously, though, it is really nice conditions, a little humid, but still in the upper 70s. Great football weather as we come close to the 2/3 point through the month of September. Little breeze coming out of the north, but shouldn't be too much of a factor as long as it stays like this. The Plano Wildcats are on KVCE AM 1160 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano ISD football is sponsored by the following: Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. By Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service Center, 2208 Midway Road in Plano. By Lisa Feldhaus Photography, portrait artist of photography. Online at Lisa Feldhaus, that's FELTHOUS.com. Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller and Miller DDS, 4975 Preston Park Boulevard in Plano. Or give them a call at 972-985-3300. By Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road and I-635. Plano ISD football is a presentation of KVCE AM 1160 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. That's KVCE Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. Coming up as we continue on with the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show, we'll have interviews with both head coaches. My conversation with Naaman Forest head coach Sam McElroy will be up first. Following that, my sit-down with Jadon McCullough, the head coach of the Plano Wildcats. We continue in a moment here on the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on KVCE AM 1160 and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
And welcome back to the Quick Car Will Have Been pregame show here on the Roden Boss Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE. Thomas Lee now joined by the head coach of the Naaman Forest Rangers, Sam McElroy. And, Coach, you guys obviously have a big target on your back every time you have the ball, and that target is focused right on number 15. Young man Michael Nelson is leading the Metroplex in rushing through the first 3 games of the year at about 225 almost yards per game. Talk about the special talent he is and the team he's got around him offensively.
Well, Mike's got off to a good start this year and has been productive running the ball, and we've been pleased with his effort. And obviously, if you're making some yards on the ground, you got to have some guys blocking, and we've done a pretty good job up front of finding ways to get him some spots to run in, and it's all kind of come together, and we're happy for him and pleased with the way it's gone so far. But each week is its own deal, and we're just hoping that he can continue to find a way to make some yards.
It's really interesting, Coach, to see a game like this. Plano's wanting to line up and run the ball. You guys as well, both of you in the top 12 in the area in rushing yards per game. So this game's going to last, about an hour, 45 minutes, you think, tonight?
Well, I know it won't be a contest where we're going to try to line up and see who can throw it the most, and I know that, but it ought to go by pretty quick, and I tell you what, Plano's done a great job of playing physical and run the ball downhill, and they're big and talented up front, and have really shown that they're capable of taking the ball and controlling it and moving it down and scoring, and have done a great job this year.
Most years, having already seen Plano East, people would say that would give you an advantage now playing the Wildcats, but with the whole new coaching regime and a new system over in East, this couldn't be any further from what you guys experienced a couple of weeks ago playing the Wildcats tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. East is totally different. They're up-tempo, going as fast as they can, and they're more interested in the number of plays they can run, and they're spreading the ball around, and have Coach Jackson's done a good job over there. And anytime you're playing a Plano school, you're going to play quality athletes and that are coached well, and it's always a challenge. There's no question about that. But yeah, Plano's a different animal than Plano East.
As you guys go into this ball game, obviously you guys have not forced very many turnovers through the first couple of ball games. I know that's got to be probably a point of emphasis for the coaching staff. How do you help cultivate that out of a defense?
Well, hopefully you play hard and hit hard, and are able to knock the ball loose and get on it when you do. But we try to get in the right position and tackle well and hope that every once in a while we can knock that ball out, and if it's in the air, hopefully get a good break on it and find a way to take it. But a lot of times you spend so much time talking about that you don't talk enough about where you need to be and tackling and that kind of stuff. So it's obviously a concern for us. We'd love to have more, and hopefully that'll change down the road. But we just want to try to line up and get in good position and hopefully tackle well. We haven't tackled real well this season, and a lot of that's people we're playing. They're good athletes. But we've got to tackle well. We really got to tackle well tonight to have a chance.
So aside from tackling, what would you say would be some other keys to a Naaman Forest victory tonight?
Oh well, we got to play as good as we can play. I mean, we can't have any turnovers, no silly penalties. We can't give up big plays. I mean, we got to play as good as we're capable of playing to have a chance.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight against the Wildcats.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Sam McElroy, the head coach of the Naaman Forest Rangers. When we come back here on the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show, we will have a conversation with Jadon McCullough, the head coach of the Plano Wildcats, as when we continue in a moment here on the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Quick Car Willow Bend, lube and service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano, doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano.
Peak Physical Therapy of Plano was opened in 2007 by colleagues and longtime friends Steve Cole and Steve Long. The Steves, both Steves, call the East Side home. Peak Plano sets itself apart by providing cutting-edge techniques and technology delivered in a fun environment. The secret is out. Quality health care is now close to home.
Thanks, Plano, for your support since 2007.
Now come see the Steves.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek. The simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Welcome back to the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show. Thomas Lee now joined by the head coach of the Plano Wildcats, Jadon McCullough, in his 6th year as a Wildcat head man. And, Coach, what a great start to the season, particularly for your defense. For the first time since 1986, the Wildcats post back-to-back shutouts to start the season. Talk a little bit about how great your defensive unit's been playing through 2 ball games.
Well, they've done a really good job, and just hope that they continue to get better, and I think they will. You know, I mean, we realize we've still got a bunch of battles in front of us, and that'll start tonight against Naaman Forest. They've got a tremendous running back, and they got a tremendous receiver, and then of course the quarterback. He's a playmaker, and so they've got the work cut out for them tonight, but. But I think that this group understands that we've got a long ways to go, and we've got to stay focused on getting better every day and improving in each game if we want to get to where we want to get.
Obviously, whenever you have a defense with a lot of experience like you do, especially the defensive line with Tecklenburg and Salisbury, David Griffith, a 3-year starter for you. You got Carpenter and Farhat back in the secondary who have logged some significant time as well. You pretty much have a lot of guys who have played a lot of minutes. So when the season started, you really start ahead of the game when you have that much talent coming back, don't you?
Well, yeah, experience helps. It slows the game down, and when kids know their assignments, usually the kids that have played before, they get a lot of reps, and they've done it before, and they've made mistakes, through trial and error. And, that experience, you can't replace it. And I just think that gives you confidence as a player, especially on defense, because as well as I do, the killer of aggression is not knowing what to do. And so, I'm always talking to our kids about, we want you to know what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, and then hopefully you get to the aggressive stage, and that's where you're not thinking, you're playing football. And really defensively, that's what we want. We want our kids playing without a bridle on. We want them knowing their assignments and playing football and reacting. And so far they've done a tremendous job, and like I said, I just hope we continue to get better every week.
Offensively, you guys, this is a Wildcat offense that all the old-timers and the guys who have had season tickets for decades and decades and decades, this is an offense that they can get behind here. You guys are top 12 in the area in rushing yards per game. You're only throwing about a dozen passes a contest. This is true Wildcat football, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to do what we need to do to win, and that's the main thing. And, I heard a guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but a guy that I have a lot of respect for, say, it's you got to do what's best for your team, and whatever gives your team the best chance to win. And I think everybody's team's a little different, so we got to do what's best for the Plano Wildcats, and we're if it's run it, throw it, we're going to do what we think's the best to help the team win, and our kids have bought into that, and I'm not going to say we're going to sit there and run the ball every time, but we're going to do what we need to do to win. And I think that's the important thing, is not doing what's popular, but doing what's best for your team and what's best for your type of kids. And so that's what we're doing. We're trying to do the best that we can. There's a lot of people that might not agree with that, but ultimately we're trying to do what's best for our team and our kids.
Tonight, obviously, the opponent, the Naaman Forest Rangers, a 1-2 record on the year, but they've played some really good ball, and they have one of the best running backs in the area. Their junior, Michael Nelson, leads the Metroplex in rushing through the first 3 weeks of the season. So, obviously, give us some keys to the game tonight, aside from slowing down number 15.
Well, I just think that you've got to be able to weather the tide. They're a team that comes out really, really strong. They're very talented and very explosive, like I said earlier. They're a team that plays a lot of kids both ways. I just think it's a team that you've got to go out there early, and you've got to be focused, and you've got to be able to stay with them early. Because if you can do that and can consistently, do well early on, and maintain that throughout the half, I think that you have a chance to be successful. And I would say that would be one of the keys, is just being able to not let them just to jump out on you early, and play good defense, control the ball, and maintain possession, and hopefully play well on defense and limit their opportunities for scoring.
All right, Coach. Always appreciate the time. Good luck tonight against Naaman Forest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Plano Wildcat head coach Jadon McCullough. When we continue on here with the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show, we will have tonight's starting lineups and the opening kickoff live from John Clark Field. You're listening to the Rodenbach's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on KVCE.
Rodenbach's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbach's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The Appliance Showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Don't put off the things you know you should do today. Start a financial strategy with Axe Advisors so you can prepare for the things you need tomorrow. Call Thomas Lee at 972-455-9114. That's 972-455-9114. Securities offered through Axe Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Creating and maintaining an unforgettable smile is the goal of Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller, DDS in Plano. As general and cosmetic dentists, Dr. Chris and Dr. Matt have decades of experience and continuing education. Their Plano office at 4975 Preston Park Boulevard employs state-of-the-art technology for precision diagnostics and treatment. An appointment for a complimentary cosmetic consultation can be made by calling Miller & Miller, DDS at 972-985-3300, 972-985-3300.
I got it when my internet here was faster than at my office.
I got it when I uploaded a gigabyte of photos. I literally wanted to say, did you see that?
When people switch from cable to Verizon Fios, there comes a moment when they get it. The difference 100% fiber optics makes.
I saw that picture. I really got it. I can enjoy the game better at home than going to the stadium.
I got it when our apartment became the apartment.
Once you've got it, you get it. But don't take our word for it. Ask a friend or a neighbor and see why millions have already switched to Fios.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Hi, Rusty Gentry here for Toyota Plano. Toyota Plano is a proud sponsor of the PISD athletics and academics. We're proud to support the community. We're right on the corner of George Bush and Preston Road. That's Toyota Plano.
Quaker Steak and Lube is a proud supporter of Plano ISD Athletics. You can't get your oil changed here, but you will find the best wings, burgers, salads, and more. This football season, don't forget to pick up your tailgate party platters before the game. Then head back after the game for the official after party. Every Tuesday, come on out for all-you-can-eat wings, $2 off with your student ID, and meet Dallas Cowboys Morris Claiborne, located in Plano at Highway 121 and Parkwood. There's always something happening at the Lube.
Hi, Rusty Gentry here for Toyota Plano. Toyota Plano is a proud sponsor of the PISD athletics and academics. We're proud to support the community. We're right on the corner of George Bush and Preston Road. That's Toyota Plano.
And we'll go back here to John Clark Field for tonight's showdown between the Naaman Forest Rangers and the Plano Wildcats. Thomas Lee here with you as we continue on with the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show. Two teams running onto the field right now, and gives us an opportunity to bring in Ryan Mueller and check out his keys to the game.
Well, I definitely think that tonight the Wildcat defense needs to come calling. You know, they've had the first 2 weeks of the season, Louisville kind of down, you know, over the last couple of years, and then MacArthur was a little banged up to start the season. So I think that defensively going up against such a potent running attack in Michael Nelson, they're going to have to be on their toes, and I'm talking about the leaders like Tecklenburg and Salisbury, the guys like Cody Farhat coming up from the secondary. And, of course, for Naaman Forest, Thomas, conversely, it's the offensive line. They've got to be able to handle those front four for Plano to really get Michael Nelson involved and get that potent rushing attack going.
And those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller DDS. We step aside for another break. We conclude the Quick Car Willow Bend pregame show on the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliance presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
Mm-hmm.
Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635. This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to John Clark Field for the showdown between the 2-0 Plano Wildcats and the 1-2 Naaman Forest Rangers. My name is Thomas Lee, joined tonight by Ryan Mueller, your color analyst, the Dr. Alex Erling alongside as our statistician. We want to thank you as well for tuning into the broadcast, whether you're listening to us on SportsSoundsRadio.com, on the Legacy Sports Network, on Champion Sports Radio, or on AM 1160 KVCE Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. Wildcats in their home Chicago maroon jerseys with the white numerals, black trim Chicago maroon pants with the two white stripes down the side, and the white war bonnets with the Chicago maroon paws signifying impactful plays on the year. They'll kick off from left to right on your radio dial. This is a high, deep kick down to the 17. Angling right to the 20. To the 25 is going to be hit and spun down at about the 28-yard line. And that is where the Ranger offense will take over. First down and 10. Led out onto the field by Justin Walker, the senior quarterback, 29th in the area in passing. Everybody wants to talk about the rushing attack, but Walker's getting it done through the air. 29 of 66 passing, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's also second on the club with 158 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Joining him in the backfield is Michael Nelson, the leading rusher in the Metroplex, the junior, 89 carries, 667 yards. And the first play is a pass left side over the head of the intended receiver, Jawan Sadler. Nelson back to him. That's 667 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Obviously leading the team. It leads the Metroplex as well. 15th in the area in scoring, Jawan Sadler, the intended receiver on that play. 5 catches, 48 yards on the year. Marcus Perkins, 6 catches, 80 yards and a touchdown. Mike Aimi, 7 catches, 92 yards and a touchdown. And Chase Harris is the 4th receiver, the junior, 5 catches, 78 yards and 2 TDs. To the ground on a zone read, running right up into the middle, and he is spun down, bear hugged and dropped by Sam Tecklenburg. And it's going to be no gain on the play right at the 28-yard line and bring up 3rd down and 10. Offensive line from left to right for the Rangers. Harrison Elizardo is the junior left tackle. Jacob Smith, the senior left guard. The senior center is Jonathan Funn. Harry Ramos, the right guard, a junior, and the senior right tackle, Jacob Charvo. From the middle of the field, 3rd down and 10 from their own 28. Delay play, quarterback keeps it, runs up into the line, gets a yard, and that's going to be it. Nowhere for Walker to go as he pulled it out of the belly of Nelson. It'll be 4th and 9, but we do have penalty flags down on the field to check out. And we'll see if we will hear from our referee tonight. Skies have been full of clouds. He's wearing the microphone, but we did not hear him on that chance right there, so we'll have to see later in the game if it's working. It is offside against Plano, so they get another shot. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now from their own 33 near the left hash. Inside give, Nelson trying to find some running room, gets a yard, maybe 2, and he gets across the 35 to the 36. It's a 3-yard gain on 3rd and 5. It'll bring up 4th down and 2, and the Wildcat D was ready.
They definitely got after it on that first drive, Thomas, and that's what it's going to take is all 11 guys rallying into the football. But you really see my key to the game, remember, is the offensive line for Naaman Forest. Can they create the stone wall and space for Nelson? Not on that drive. Tecklenburg, Salisbury, the right side of that line. Attack, attack, attack.
Whistles blow, penalty flags fly, and we've got a false start on the offense. So 4th and 2 will turn into 4th and 7, and that Wildcat defense, given that Ranger offensive line, all they can handle, as you were saying.
Yeah, they are. They are very, very talented. And one guy that I think is going to help out, the linebacker in David Griffith, 3rd-year starter. He was all over the field last year, and so he's a big key.
Heavy rush, and then the Wildcat player who almost got a block hits into the punter. Didn't knock him to the ground, but they definitely ran into him. Let's see what our officials say. They're going to say personal foul, roughing the kicker, or punter in this case. And so it will be a 1st down for Naaman Forest. And after your defense throws up a 3 and out, that's the last thing Coach McCullough and his staff wanted.
There you see the offside penalty on that drive. The Wildcat defense, they're eager to get after it. Special teams as well. You get a little overexcited, a little over-aggressive, and sometimes you make plays like that. So I'm sure that Chris Fisher's saying, hey, keep your chin up. Great job on the first drive. Let's mirror that right here.
1st down and 10 from their own 46. Rangers, pistol formation. High snap, gets it down into the belly of Nelson, then pulls it out and tries to swing around the left side. Gets dropped for a 1-yard loss on the play. As in on the stop was Stephen Collins, a 6', 225-pound senior. The defensive line, Evan Brunner, 6'3", 220-pound senior defensive end, opposite Miles Salisbury. The linebacker now moved to end, the 6', 190-pound senior. Tackles, aforementioned Collins, 6', 225-pound senior, and Sam Tecklenburg, 6'4", 255-pound junior returning starter. 2nd and 11, going to the air, deep down the left side, single coverage, and I think the offhand of the cornerback was able to bat the ball away. And a very nice job there defensively for the Wildcats. Ryan Grambro is a strong side linebacker, 5'11", 170-pound senior. Nima Bibahani, 5'11", 185-pound junior, is the middle linebacker. That is Amin Bibahani's little brother. And David Griffith, the 3-year starter at the weak side, 6'2", 190-pound senior. Give you the secondary after this 3rd down and 11 play. 4 receivers on the field for Naaman Forest, 3 of them to the right side. Ahimi widest of the 3. High snap, pulling it down, time in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's over everybody's head. Incomplete pass intended for Ahimi. And the incompletion will bring up 4th down and 11 now. Great job by the secondary. Jordan Phillips, the 5'11", 170-pound senior. Colin Carpenter, the 6', 175-pound senior. Those are the corners. Free safety is Marquise Hodge, 6'1", 165-pound senior. And Cody Farhat, the strong safety, 6', 175 pounds, a junior. Offense stays on the field. Now the quarterback drops back into a quick kick formation, and Walker gets this one away, bounces inside the 20, still rolling inside the 15, and all the way down just shy of the 10-yard line. So the 11 is where the Wildcat offense will take over 1st and 10 after a 44-yard punt. We've played 3 minutes here. The Wildcat defense has been up to the challenge here early.
Trying to limit the balance for Naaman Forest. Justin Walker is a great throwing quarterback. He's got a strong arm, so you've got to be ready for anything. I know a lot of emphasis is placed on the ground for the Rangers, but the Wildcats staying at home on that pass, back-to-back stops through the air.
2 receivers to the left for the quarterback, Mitchell Hansen under center. 2 tight ends on the right side of the formation, single back. As it's a handoff to him and falling forward across the 15 to the 16. Nice 5-yard run on 1st down. by Brandon Stevens. 28th in rushing in the Metroplex for the 6', 185-pound sophomore, 284 yards on the ground this season. Quarterback is Mitchell Hansen, 6'4", 195-pound junior. 4 touchdowns all told, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. Receivers include Matt Kirchner, 6'2", 182-pound junior. Parker Myers, 5'7", 155-pound junior. And Josh Johnson, 5'11", 160-pound senior. 2 receivers left, pistol formation. Second down at 5. Pass out of the backfield, has his man as it's hauled in by Connor Welch, the 5'9", 197-pound junior. He's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 out to the 17 for Welch, and that will bring up 3rd down and 4. Welch, the 5'9", 197-pound junior, starting fullback. The tight ends, Sam Tecklenburg, 6'4", 255-pound junior, and Colby Cantu, 6'2", 215-pound senior. And the offensive line from left to right, Austin Davis, 6'2", 225-pound senior. Junior left guard is Bo Hott, 6'4", 260-pound junior. Justin Wadley, 6'3", 220-pound senior. Senior right guard is Logan Kershaw, 5'10", 280 pounds. And the right tackle is Shane Moore, 6'5", 350 pounds, a senior. And before that play can happen, a timeout's going to be taken by the Wildcats, and we'll take it with them. 7:36 left to go in a scoreless first quarter between Plano and Naaman Forest. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliance presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano. Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
Third down and 4 for the Wildcats. Shotgun set, 3 receivers to the right. Hansen pumps. Oh, now he tucks it and run off the left side. He's got room. Across the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and finally brought down at the 42-yard line. 25-yard design QB draw for the Wildcat signal caller, and they now have it 1st and 10 on their own 42. I formation, 2 receivers right, option right. There's the pitch. Nice cutback inside. Stevens stays on his feet and gets a couple, maybe even 3, out to the 45 before he is brought down and dropped by Chance Rogans, the nose guard, the senior. The defensive ends for the Naaman Forest Rangers, Brandon Smith, a senior. It's on the right side. On the left side is Terrence Spears, also a senior. Linebackers, Derek Witherspoon on the outside along with Marcus Parsons, both seniors. Inside, 2 seniors as well, Jacob Charvo and Carlton Moore. Roddy Perez and Mark Johnson, the corners. Damian Melito and Andre Woods, the safeties, all seniors in the defensive backfield. Second down and 7, play action fake. Hansen rolling to his left, steps and fires, and it's hauled in at the 47 in Ranger territory. 8-yard pitch and catch on the play. And a nice sliding reception there for the Wildcat receiver.
Yeah, Hansen trying to make something out of nothing because he was flushed out, Thomas, but an even better play by Kirchner near the turf because Hansen was rushed, put a little too much zip on it, ends down there near the grass, and Kirchner just gets his palms underneath the football. Good catch.
Kirchner now split wide left in the formation. Wide right is Books Panahans. And we have movement. Not sure if it was the right tackle or defensive end. Those are 2 big boys there with Rogans and Moore. And looks like the flag is going to go against the Wildcats. It'll be a false start, 5-yard penalty. March back into Wildcat territory. Will be 1st down and 15 now for Plano.
throughout this contest, I think, if it goes the Wildcats' way, of course, I'll be spewing superlatives about the junior Mitchell Hansen. He is such a smart player. One of the big reasons why he's the signal caller. He just has an innate ability to play this game.
Receivers flip side. Panahan's left. That's the short side of the field. Wide right. It's the aforementioned Kirkner. Handoff up the middle and absolutely nowhere for Stevens to go. He is brought down by Chance Rogans once again, and this will be dropped. A loss of 2 on the play. Back to the 46. It'll be second down now and 17 for the Wildcats. This is not being on schedule like Coach McCullough wants.
Really tough to get back to the original line of scrimmage, especially with how well the Rangers played defensively. As you said, Rogans and Moore both there, Johnny on the spot to stuff the run.
Second down and 17. Shotgun set for Mitchell. Flushed out of the pocket. Dancing has a climb over the running back Stevens. There's some excellent defense right there. Coming in and blowing the play up was Dedrick Witherspoon as he flushes Hansen out of the pocket. It's another loss, this time another 7 yards back to the 39. And it's third down and 24 for the Wildcats.
You said it. Hansen had to hurdle over an offensive lineman. That's a tough play to make. But credit Naaman Forrest. They got in there. Witherspoon was there. Moore came in to try to snatch him from behind. Smart play by Hansen to really grip the football heading to the turf.
Myers slot right, Panahan's wide right. That's the short side of the field. 2 receivers left as well. Another design QB draw on third down, and this one's not going to be as successful. Flushed out of the pocket. Hansen is hit by Witherspoon and dropped right at the 40. It's a 1-yard gain, and it's going to bring up fourth down and 23 now for the Wildcats.
Nothing wrong with that, Thomas. I mean, you've got 24 yards on third down to move the ball to get that first. I think you play it smart, and Hansen just holds on to it. As you said, there were a lot of white jerseys. The Rangers were there, so try to play field position here.
With the defense is dominant, you don't want to force anything and force possibly a turnover. Now trying to pin the Rangers deep. Good punt right here by Geyer. All the way down, it's muffed. It's loose on the ground. And there's a Wildcat on the bottom of the pile. Let's let the officials sort things out. And it is Plano ball inside the 20. What a job on the coverage. Griffith was down there, but credit the man, Jonathan Lara, the 6'1", 165-pound senior, coming up with the ball. And it's going to be first down now for the Wildcats in the red zone.
That ball just went off jersey. It went off hand for Perkins. And as you said, Lara was right there. I don't know how he snatched that from the grips of Perkins, but first down Wildcats.
First turnover of the ball game. Hansen under center, offset I formation. 2 receivers left. Play action fake, rolling out, runs away from pressure, throws to the end zone. It is tipped and knocked away. Great job by Damian Melito to keep that from being a touchdown, as Hansen had in his sights Josh Johnson. It'll be second down.
Another point where Hansen is flushed out, and he's got to make the right decision. Had a defender right in front, just couldn't get enough arm strength to arc it over the defensive back.
Panahan's wide right. That's the short side of the field. Kirchner wide left. Option left. There's the pitch. Green grass in front of him. Here he goes, Stevens to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Plano. The sophomore running back scampers in from 18 yards out with his second rushing touchdown of the year.
Connor Welch, the fullback, stonewalled Andre Woods. The strong safety's coming all the way in, looking to make an impact play. Welch puts up that wall, and there's nothing but daylight in front of Stevens, and he scampers into the end zone for a touchdown.
On to attempt the extra point. The snap is Lara. The hole by Panahan's. The kick is up and good by Geyer. Extra point is good. The touchdown is a first down, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. And your new score courtesy of the turnover in special teams. Wildcats 7, Rangers nothing. 3:03 left to go, first quarter. You're listening to the Road Boss Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Creating and maintaining an unforgettable smile is the goal of Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller, DDS in Plano. As general and cosmetic dentists, Dr. Chris and Dr. Matt have decades of experience and continuing education. Their Plano office at 4975 Preston Park Boulevard employs state-of-the-art technology for precision diagnostics and treatment. An appointment for a complimentary cosmetic consultation can be made by calling Miller & Miller, DDS at 972-985-3300, 972-985-3300.
Geyer approaching on the kickoff. This is going to be high and deep down the right side, fielded at the 11. Angling right to the 15, turning the corner to the 20. The 25, he's going to be knocked head over heels, literally down to the turf. And the Rangers will take over on their own 25-yard line. I bring in the doctor to recap the scoring drive for the Wildcats.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, on that scoring drive. 18-yard touchdown run by running back Brandon Stevens. 1 first down, 2 plays, 18 yards, only 12 seconds to score. Plano 7, Naaman Forest 0. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
First down and 10, Rangers. Pulling it out, pass right side, and the flag's going to come flying in. It was intended for Chase Harris. Excellent coverage by Colin Carpenter, but maybe a little too close for the referee's liking. Flag is at the 32, it looks like, and it's going to be a spot foul. And that is where the Rangers will have now a 1st and 10 situation. So 2 first downs garnered by Naaman Forest in the ballgame, both of them via Plano penalties. Snap is back on 1st and 10. Rolling right, steps and fires downfield. Knocks the ball away, and we got more flags. Pretty nice job by Harris to fight back for the football, but I think another flag is going to be thrown on the secondary, the Wildcats. So personal, no, sorry, not a personal foul. It's a spot foul. 1st and 10 now, Rangers at their own 47 from the right hash. 3 receivers left. Looking to pass, stepping and firing post in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, as this one was in the direction of Marcus Perkins, and the incompletion will bring up 2nd down and 10.
One of the big threats of receiving core for Sam McElroy and his Naaman Forest Rangers, and that's a catch I know Perkins thinks he should have had. Hit him right on the nose. I'm telling you, Justin Walker, big arm, and he is accurate. He hit it right on the numbers.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Play fake going again to the right side, and again Perkins can't hang on. Incompletion in and out of his hands. And that will be 3rd down and 10. I do want to tip my cap to Jeremy Conrad and the Plano Wildcat Marching Band. A little painted black from the Rolling Stones there. They kind of entranced us on the broadcast. Hope you folks enjoyed that at home too. 3rd down and 10. Wildcat D ready. They've got 7 stacked in the box. Wide left is Ahimi, the widest of 3 receivers. Harris in the slot, tight left is Sadler. Back, looking right, loading up, deep downfield, has a man, and it is going to be incomplete once again, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Perkins. 3 straight passes after getting a first down near midfield for the Rangers.
As well as Plano stopped the run on that very first drive, Thomas. I think Naaman Forest is paying a little more attention to the pass, but boy, what an defensive effort by Colin Carpenter. He was all over the receiver.
Before the quick kick can get off, penalty flags flying around. And it's going to be another procedure penalty against Naaman Forest.
I think attention paid to the pass right now for the Rangers just to open some doors underneath for Michael Nelson. He was stuffed outright by the Wildcat defensive line on that first drive. Well, secondary stays at home.
High kick end over end, bounces down inside the 20 and inside the 15, and being escorted by a couple of gunners for the Rangers. Ihimi and Harris both down there to blow it dead at the 14. It's a 44-yard punt, nothing on the return, and the Wildcat offense back out with 2:09 left to go in the first quarter. Plano leading it 7-0.
Try to repeat what they did on their last drive. Of course, they don't have quite as good field position as they did on that previous drive, but we'll see some things clicking right now, not only for the offensive line, but for Mr. Stevens and Mr. Hansen.
One receiver either way, pistol set, pin and pull, and the quarterback is going to keep it. Then he is ridden down by the defensive tackle, Chance Rogans. And then penalty flags come flying right at the spot where he was tackled. The flag is picked up. It will be no gain on the play, but I think face mask is going to be the call against the Ranger defense.
It was such a big hole that opened up and then closed quickly. The officials had such a great view of it. That's the right call to make. You clearly saw a hand get in there on the face mask, but you credit the lane that was built by some of those receivers in the offensive line for Hansen to try to pull through.
15-yard penalty brings up first down and 10 for the Wildcats now. Kirchner wide left. That's the wide side of the field, but not by much. Wide right, Panahans. Offset I formation. Hansen under center. Option left. There's a nice pitch. Turning the corner. Here goes Stevens again. Down the sideline to the 50 before finally being forced out just across midfield. Touchdown saving shove by Damian Melito. And then you don't push him out until Stevens scampers for 24, and another Wildcat first down brought to you by Quick Car Willow Bend.
Unbelievable speed that Stevens have. I mean, he was tapped right at the toe at the 36. Charvo came up from behind, slapped him on the foot, and he just kept going.
Johnson wide right. That's the widest side of the field. Kirchner wide left. I formation. Hansen under center. Full-back dive and good hard running by T.J. Lee, the 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. Barrels his way right downfield for 8 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2.
You got Stevens at 185, T.J. Lee at 165. Little bit lighter, but T.J. Lee shows his power, lowers his shoulder, as you said, and just pulls over defenders for a couple yards.
Panahans wide right. Kirchner wide left. Kirchner on the short side of the field from the left hash. Offset I in the pistol. Handoff right up the middle, and Stevens is going to fall forward for 3. Needed 2 to move the chains, but picks up 3 down to the 36-yard line in Ranger territory. And that'll be another Wildcat first down brought to you by Lisa Feldhaus Photography.
Now that left side of the offensive line, Bo Hott getting his arms extended, really keeping the defender at bay, and a little bit of wiggle room right there for Stevens, and he gets the first.
Didn't need much, squirted through for the first down. Kirchner wide left. Johnson wide right from the left hash. Offset I formation to the right. Fake on the pitch, counter back the other way. Lee running down inside the 30 to the 28. Another 8-yard hitter on first down, and the Wildcats staying on schedule here in the first quarter.
They are, and Coach McCullough, I'm sure, doesn't have a smile on his face because he rarely does, but he has to be pleased with the effort. The offensive line getting the good push, and then you have the running backs doing their job, holding on to the football.
May have been the final play of the first quarter. Game clock down to 5 seconds. Under center is Hansen. Looks around, 2-1, and that is the end of the first quarter before the play can get off. Wildcats will have it second down and 2 at the Ranger 28 when we come back to John Clark Field. Plano 7, Naaman Forest nothing. You're listening to Plano Wildcat football here on KVCE, presented by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. About to start the second quarter of play here from John Clark Field. Thomas Lee, Ryan Mueller will hear from Dr. Alex Sterling on first quarter stats right after this second down and 2 play. Option right, quarterback keeper turns, gets the first down, and more penalty flags come flying in as he's slung down after about a 5-yard gain for Hansen while the officials sort out the flags. Doctor, how'd that first quarter cheat the Wildcats?
Well, they're doing what they want to do, rushing the ball. They got 85 yards rushing here in the first quarter, led by Brandon Stevens, who's got 51 yards in the touchdown. TJ Lee, like I say, he's hitting his 2 8 yards a pop. He's got 16, and Mitchell Hansen's got 18 for the Wildcats. So overall, doing what they want to do and doing it with 3 separate guys to balance out the rushing attack.
Like clockwork, running the ball.
What did we say at the beginning of the broadcast? If you can stop people defensively and you can run the football, you're going to have a lot of success. Well, the Wildcat D has done a tremendous job in the first part of this game, and then you also see the potent running attack of Stevens.
Personal foul face mask is the call. That's a first down for the Wildcats, brought to you by Miller & Miller DDS. Wildcats have it now 1st and 10 at the Ranger 12. Knocking on the door. Johnson wide right, short side of the field. Kirchner wide left. Toss sweep. Cuts it back inside. Look at the power by Stevens. He just lowers his shoulder and ran somebody over. Gets a couple of yards before he is brought down, and that's a gutty effort there by Brandon Smith, who was right there and tried to stone him, but Stevens, a sophomore, using his power to pick up a couple.
Because of the huge chunks of yardage Plano's getting on 1st and 2nd down, you know that Naaman Forest is keying in on Brandon Stevens. It didn't matter on that play. He really kept the receiver riding with him there.
Whistles are going to blow, and a timeout's taken by the Wildcats. We'll take it with them. 11:08 left to go in the first half. Plano 7, Naaman Forest nothing. You're listening to the Plano ISD broadcast of the week, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on KVCE. That's AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
When you come to a crossroad of competitive sports, you have 2 choices: eat or get ate. At Mount 8 Sports Performance Training, we'll make you faster, stronger, and better than the competition. Train like an animal, play like a beast. Mount 8 Sports Performance at Peak Physical Therapy Plano. Join us, leave your footprints in your opponent's jungle.
Eat or get ate.
$11:08 left to go here first half. Offset I formation. Wildcats have it 2nd and 8 at the Ranger 10. Hansen toss sweep to the right. Pulling up the throw. He goes to the end zone, and it is. Is it intercepted? It is intercepted. Stevens with the toss into the end zone, looking for Josh Johnson, and the ball is picked off by Mark Johnson, no relation, the senior cornerback for the Rangers. So a big turnover there. The INT thrown by Stevens.
Yeah, just a lack of options there, and Stevens wants to get rid of the football, and as you said, Johnson in the end zone, but Thomas, there was no room. Nice job by the corner Johnson. He was almost like spikes on a pineapple. He was that close to Josh Johnson, and he made it happen. What a great play.
First down and 10 Rangers on their own 20. Going the other way from left to right on your radio dial here in the second quarter. Cuts it back up and spun down as the quarterback Walker. The keeper on the zone read gets about 4 yards before he's hit and dropped by David Griffith and company. That's one of the better first down runs that Naaman Forest has had here tonight.
Yeah, they haven't had much room to work with, and that says a lot about this Wildcat defense because that Michael Nelson, pretty good.
Nelson gets the carry right up the middle, 2 yards and nothing more. As he was double teamed on the play, Stephen Collins got him low. And Darrell Thompson hit him high to bring him down after a gain of 2. It'll set up 3rd down and 4. A couple other scores to pass along to you. Allen and Hebron have gone to the second quarter. Eagles 7, Hawks nothing. That's at the Woodshed. And Plano East with a 7-0 lead on Marcus. 3rd down and 4. Deep pass down the left side, and the receiver falls down. I think he was looking for a flag. But no flag is coming. Mike Aimi was running down the left side, step for step with him. The entire way was the Wildcat defender. And we may have a flag down at the line of scrimmage. We do. It is going to be offsides against Plano, and that will give Naaman Forest their 3rd conversion of the night, all of them coming on Plano penalties.
And again, it goes back to being over-anxious. Wildcat defense eager to get into that backfield. Sometimes you get your hand caught in a cookie jar.
Aimi wide left, that's the short side of the field. Snap back, handoff to Mr. Nelson, and he is going to be wrestled down on the play. Cody Farhat finally brings him down, but play was blown up by deep penetration by the Wildcat defense.
Face mask call against the Wildcats.
It's going to be a. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a face mask. The officials are picking up the flag so fast I don't see him on the field. A face mask call. Personal foul face mask on Plano. So another penalty-induced first down for Naaman Forest.
And these mistakes, I know Chris Fisher has got to be a little bit upset right now. The defense has been playing so well, but you commit these mistakes, and it's an uphill battle.
Fake on a draw, goes deep on the post, and this is through the hands of the intended receiver. The Ranger wide receiver wanted a penalty flag intended for Chase Harris. Clean play, and it'll be 2nd and 10 now.
The secondary, Marquise Hodge, the free safety, in position to try to make a play, and he was all over Chase Harris. Not enough to warrant a flag, like you said, but he got his paw up there in the passing lane, try to deflect it.
Design sweep to the left. Oh, and he cuts back, and he gets rudely greeted by David Griffith. Pops him down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. The Wildcat faithful sure enjoyed that one.
Just waiting for David Griffith to make a huge impact-type play. 3rd-year starter comes motoring over. Justin Walker has some wheels, too. I mean, he came in 160 yards on the ground. So Griffith, a beeline for the quarterback.
1 yard gain officially on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9 now. Rangers on their own 47. Trailing 7-0 inside of 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Play action fake. possibly some holding, no flags being thrown, and the ball's thrown up for grabs over the middle and intercepted by Farhat. Cody Farhat with the INT, and the Wildcats force their second turnover of the night.
Walker was looking for Jawan Sadler, the receiver down the middle of the field. The problem was he had a bunch of defensive linemen in his face when he threw it, so you're throwing off your back foot. You can't have that usual zip on the ball that you do. And Cody Farhat, right place, right time, in front of the receiver, and he hauls it in. Great play.
First down and 10, Wildcats on their own 29-yard line, 8:41 left to go first half. The Wildcats with the ball and a 7-0 lead. Pistol set. Handoff, Stevens. Maybe 2 yards on the play. Tough sledding inside, especially with the good defensive work there on the line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play was made by Lord Tapata. Stevens does get 2 yards, though, and brings up second down.
And Naaman Forest does have a pretty good back to defend in practice during the week, but I tell you, it's tough to bring down Stevens, but they put up a wall there.
Kirchner wide right, Panahan slot right. Penalty flags fly, and the handoff off of right guard is not going to go much of anywhere, but the initial indication is it's against Naaman Forest. It is offsides against Naaman Forest. So 2nd and 8 turns into 2nd and 3 for the Wildcat offense.
You've seen a lot of penalties here from both sides tonight, and that's, as a head coach, that you want that shored up before you go into district competition. There's no doubt about it. So see if this game unfolds that both teams try to clean up some of these miscues we're having.
Kirchner wide left, that's the wide side of the field. Johnson wide right, near the right hash. Hanson under center for 2nd down and 3. Going option right, there's the pitch. Stevens trying to get the corner to the 35, to the 40, and then steps out of bounds. At about the 43-yard line, gain of 7 on the play. And the speed of Stevens converting yet another Wildcat first down.
And he waits. Very patient is Stevens because a strong safety, Andre Woods, is motoring over to make the stop. Problem was Woods tripped up on his own feet. He fell to the turf, and Stevens somehow sidesteps and then picks up a couple yards. Good athletic moves from the sophomore that time.
Wildcats take their 3rd and final timeouts. We'll take it with them. 7:34 left to go here in the first half. Wildcats 7, Naaman Forest nothing. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano.
Peak Physical Therapy of Plano was opened in 2007 by colleagues and longtime friends Steve Cole and Steve Long. The Steves, both Steves, call the East Side home. Peak Plano sets itself apart by providing cutting-edge techniques and technology delivered in a fun environment. The secret is out. Quality health care is now close to home.
Thanks, Plano, for your support since 2007.
Now come see the Steves.
First down at 10, Wildcats at their own 43. Hanson, quick pass right side. It's over the head of the intended receiver. And Panahan. So incomplete pass on first down. Now 2nd and 10. 7 minutes and 31 seconds left to go here before we reach halftime. Wildcats 2nd and 10 from their own 43, leading 7-0. Snap is back from a shotgun. Swing pass right side. Stevens turns the corner. Head of steam out across the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. in Ranger territory, and that will be a first down for the Wildcats.
That's good for a Wildcat. First down.
Gotta love that swing pass, especially when you've got a little bit of space for Brandon Stevens. He had kind of a bubble in front of him once he secured the football, and that allowed him to get a full head of steam, go right into those Naaman Forest defenders, and he picks up the first.
First down brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center. 1st and 10 now at the Ranger 47. Handoff, good blocking. Oh, a nice move inside. Defensively, knifing in there and getting a piece of the ball carrier was Brandon Smith. No gain on the play for Stevens, and it'll bring up second down.
Yeah, Brandon Smith with a heads-up play, as you said, aggressive. It's been hard to get fight in between the tackles to get Brandon Stevens. He has really done well inside the interior of that offensive line, but Smith closes the hole.
2nd and 10 from the Ranger 47. Kirchner wide right, slot right. Panahans, play action fake. Hansen sets up a screen left side, and going down to a knee to make the catch is Stevens. Or are they going to whistle incomplete? I saw one go incomplete. I just don't know if he was trying to get his hands over his head to stop the clock or just an incompletion. I guess it's stopping the clock with 6:18 left to go here in the first half. Incomplete pass is the call.
And a tough play for Hansen to make. He was backpedaling because Derek Witherspoon, the linebacker, flies through, gets in his face, and the ball bounces off the turf and into Stevens' hands.
3rd down and 10 from the Ranger 47. Shotgun snap back to the Wildcat quarterback. He hits his own running back. Hansen just tries to get it out of there to Connor Welsh, and it kind of one-hops to him as Hansen was being slung down to the turf. The incompletion will bring up 4th down. This Ranger defense playing a lot better than they have in their first 3 contests tonight.
It kind of settled in, and a lot of communication you're seeing down there between all 11 guys, and particularly Andre Woods on that last play flying up behind Mitchell Hansen, who had to improvise, but I think you're seeing a little more aggressiveness from Pete Gee's Ranger defense.
On deep to punt it away is Colton Geyer. Back deep to return, Marcus Perkins. Good pass back to Geyer. The senior gets his right foot into it. It's a very high kick. He's going to bounce down at the 5 and take a Ranger bounce, I guess, across the 10 to about the 13. If it really took a Ranger bounce, it would have gone into the end zone for a touchback. But 34 yards on the punt, nothing on the return. 6:02 left to go here in the first half. Plano with a 7-0 lead on Naaman Forest, and the Rangers will have their hands on the ball once again.
Do something with it. I mean, this game is, since the touchdown by Brandon Stevens, has kind of been a tug of war between both teams, so now's the time for Naaman Forest to put one up on the scoreboard.
Rangers with 8 yards of total offense thus far. And this will add to it, though, bouncing around the left side. First down and more across the 25 and down to the 27. Goes the quarterback, Justin Walker, as he more than doubles the offensive output for the Rangers in the contest with a 13-yard run. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Flushed out of the pocket, steps, heaves it up deep downfield, has a man. And the receiver, I think, slowed up a step. Marcus Perkins broke loose of the coverage and was all alone in the middle of the field. Just Walker, running for his life, couldn't quite put it on the money. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, you're right. When he has a chance to stop, plant his foot, and really fire the football, it is on the numbers. I mean, he throws it on a rope. That time threw a little high, and so Perkins had to sky up almost like a balloon to try to pull that down, and it was just out of his reach.
Walker now 0 of 10 passing. I'll take that one off the board, actually. We got a holding call against Naaman Forest. Pushes the ball back to the 12. Sets up a screen left side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and there was really nowhere for Aimi to go. Great coverage on the play by the Wildcat D. Sniffed that one out, and even if it had been caught, would have been for no gain.
has seen some aggressive plays tonight from the secondary, Thomas, as they have been able to blanket receivers but also go the extra mile and put the hand in the passing lane when that football's traveling to the receiver's hands. So a little bit of extra work pays dividends for the Wildcat D.
Harris wide right, slot right is Perkins. Inside give to Nelson, slung down by Griffith. Tecklenburg also in there on the stop. Modest gain, close to 5 yards on the play. Will set up 3rd down and 15 for Naaman Forest.
It just gets 5, as you said, but that is the credit to David Griffith. He has a lot of speed, a lot of muscle, a lot of power, and he throws his entire body into Michael Nelson to stop the run. Great play.
Big down here for the Ranger offense. They've got it 3rd and 15 on their own 22. Pistol set. Play fake to Nelson. Steps and fires on a deep post over everybody's head. Intended for Harris. Step for step with him was Colin Carpenter. Incompletion will bring up 4th and 15 for Naaman Forest.
Really difficult for Justin Walker to try to make that pass. A defensive lineman really in his face. It was the play fake that bought the Wildcat D-line some time to get in there and get into the face mask of Justin Walker, and it's a tough throw. He put it way over the top.
Eric Teller back deep in punt formation. Nathan Nguyen awaiting the kick. End over end kick. Nguyen gets away from it as it bounces at the 40, takes a sideways hop, and that is where the Rangers gunner will pounce on top of it. Good coverage downfield for Naaman Forest by Andre Woods. 38 yards on the punt, nothing on the return, and the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line with 4:44 remaining in the first half, in which they have a 7-0 lead.
Time for some offense, too. Going to get pay dirt because the defense, 3 punts forced, and they also forced an interception. So time now to see if they can figure out this Naaman Forest defense.
1st down and 10. Fake on the sweep, and inside trap give to TJ Lee. He is going to be brought down after a gain of a couple. We got penalty flags flying everywhere, and this one may be coming back, and not in a good way for the Wildcats. Holding is the call on the offense, and it'll be 1st and 20 now for the Wildcats on their own 30-yard line. Excuse me, 29.
Stubbing their toe. I talked about the bread and butter of Plano, Thomas, being the 5, 6, 7, 8 yards they get on 1st down. It's very difficult to do that when you get called for these penalties and force you back to a 1st and 20.
Official stopping the clock, trying to fix the clock. Gives us an opportunity to thank the proud sponsors of Plano ISD football here on KVCE, including Lisa Feldhaus Photography. Thank you, Lisa, for your sponsorship of high school football across North Texas. Also, Chris and Matt Miller, Miller & Miller DDS. First down and 20 now for the Wildcats on their own 29-yard line. Panahan's wide right. Kirchner wide left. That's the wide side of the field. Offset eye. Lee just to the left of Stevens. Play action fake. Hansen hit as he throws. Almost completed anyway. That shows you how big and strong the 6'4", 195-pound junior Hansen is, as he was absolutely leveled on the play and still almost completed it. Pass did fall incomplete and sets up 2nd and 20.
And there's the smarts of Mitchell Hansen. I mean, that's difficult because he's got a defender wrapped around him and he's being pulled to the ground, but just to have enough wits about him to throw it where he can't get hurt, can't get picked off.
Johnson wide left. Kirchner wide right. Pistol formation, offset eye. Snap back, Hansen zone read. He's going to pull it and run to the 30. The 35 has blockers. 40, 45, 50. First down and more. Down the sideline he goes. Finally knocked out across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Hansen with a good read on that one. Pulls it out of the belly of Stevens. Takes it 38 yards down the right sideline for a Plano Wildcat first down.
Really has not had a whole lot in the stat column coming into the game. Mitchell Hansen on the ground, just 42 yards heading into tonight. But he does have wheels. We saw it last year as a receiver, here as quarterback, and big key right there, Thomas, no holding penalty.
First down brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. First and 10 Wildcats at the Ranger 33. Quick hitter, belly dive for the fullback. TJ Lee, the sophomore, gets 3 yards to the 30 before he is brought down by Rogans and company on the defensive line. It'll be second down.
A little bit more confidence on this drive. You're seeing Plano, and I think that really the body language and just the type of play we're seeing from Mitchell Hansen here on this drive.
I formation, tied in on the left end of the line. From the Ranger 30, another fullback dive, and here he goes! Lee squirts through to the 15, to the 10, and finally tackled. A touchdown-saving tackle made by the strong safety Andre Woods, but TJ Lee showing a nice burst from the fullback position of the sophomore. Rumbles down for 20 yards.
He's just 5'8", 165 pounds, but a lot of heart for TJ Lee. Good change of direction against the grain, and as you said, he picked up a whole lot, and there you get the first down. Here's the Wildcats knocking on the door.
First and goal time for Plano. Panahan's wide right, slot right, Parker Myers. Two tight ends to the left. Option left. Hansen keeps it, turns the corner, lowers his shoulder, and is upended at about the 3-yard line. Make it the 2 by Roddy Perez, the cornerback. It'll be second and goal.
Excellent tandem rotation by Perez, as you said, and then Charvo, linebacker, trying to keep Mitchell Hansen out of the end zone. That was a last-minute effort by those two guys. Really punish Hansen at the 2-yard line.
Wildcats break the huddle with 9 on the clock. Second and goal from the 2. Johnson wide right, 2 tight end, I formation. Lee in front of Stevens. Option right, quarterback keeps it, lunges towards the goal line, and he's down just shy. We got penalty flags down as well on the line of scrimmage. The play stands. It'll be third and goal from inside the 1, but I think this one is going to go against the Wildcats. It is a procedure penalty against Plano.
And that's unfortunate. It was a nice effort by Hansen to try to get the ball across the plane, but his body, Thomas, it kind of fell to the ground. He didn't have enough time to take the football and put it over the plane by the time his backside hit the turf, but of course, all for naught because of the penalty.
90 seconds remaining here in the first half. Plano with a 7-0 lead knocking on the door. Second and goal now from the 7. Panahan's wide right, Myers slot right. Kirchner's a tight end on the left of the line, wider than Tecklenburg. Design QB run off of left guard, diving for the end zone, and he's in. Mitchell Hansen with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season as he scampers in from 7 yards out to punch another one on the scoreboard for the Wildcats.
A-plus effort by Sam Tecklenburg, the big old tight end, 6'4". He's 255 pounds, and he has the moving wall in front of Mitchell Hansen. And then, of course, a last-ditch effort for the quarterback to get that ball over the plane.
On to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. New score from John Clark Field. Wildcats 14, Rangers nothing. 1:05 left to go in the first half. You're listening to the Plano ISD Game of the Week here on KVCE, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. Back after this.
When you want to start a financial strategy, you need one-on-one guidance from some of the best trained professionals in the financial services business. AXA Advisors is part of a global company helping millions of people pursue their financial goals. Contact Thomas Lee with AXA Advisors today to get started on your financial strategy. Call Thomas Lee at 972-455-9114. That's 972-455-9114. Securities offered through AXA Advisors LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA SIPC.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
7-yard touchdown run for quarterback Mitchell Hansen. 3 first downs, 6 plays, 61 yards on the scoring drive. 3:39 off the clock. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go in the first half. Plano 14, Naaman Forest 0. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Geyer's kickoff is deep down the left side, high and deep. It's been taken. And a nice return on the play for the Rangers as Mark Johnson is going to wheel around the left side and get into Plano territory as he goes inside the 45 and down to the 43-yard line. So the Rangers with 56 seconds left before we get to halftime and our Lisa Feldhaus Photography halftime show with an opportunity to throw up some points here before the break. First down and 10. Play fake. Sweep back, reverse the other way, and nowhere to go. What a great job defensively for the Wildcats as Ryan Grambo held his assignment and slung down the ball carrier on the reverse, Marcus Perkins. The senior, instead of moving from left to right, moves from our right to our left. It's a 7-yard loss. The clock continues to move now inside of 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Walker with 2-by-2 spread look from the left hash. Pulls it out of the belly of Nelson. Is going to be hit and sacked back near the 46-yard line in Plano territory. Salisbury in there on the stop. Back-to-back tackles for loss by the Wildcat defense. And I think the defense is going to be pretty pumped about their first half numbers they've allowed after a pretty stellar effort here in this first half. I don't even know if Naaman Forest is going to run another play. They're not. They're walking off the field. 3-2-1, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Plano, very sound defensively, taking advantage of opportunities on offense, and they have a 14-0 lead. So 14-0 to score. Down to the field and Ryan Mueller.
Hey, Coach. Outstanding first half. Let's talk about the defense. It's now 2.5 games where the opposing team has a goose egg up on the scoreboard. Your defense is playing lights out.
They did a tremendous job, and we got to help them out on offense. You know, we got to do a lot better job. We had problems getting personnel in. We had an offsides penalty. You know, we haven't played very well. We've got to execute at a lot higher level if we want to be a better football team. We did some things good, but we've got to be more consistent. But, yeah, we're happy right now with the defense, and, you know, they got to continue to get better. I mean, we've got to stay focused on getting better. That's the bottom line.
Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Thomas?
It's Ryan Mueller downstairs with J-Dub McCullough, the head coach of the Plano Wildcats. Wildcats enjoying a 14-0 lead here at the break. Time now for the Lisa Feldhaus Photography halftime show. Coming up, we'll have first half stats and highlights. We will take a swing around the scores from other stadiums in North Texas, get you caught up on all the high school football action going on around the Metroplex. We're going to do all that and more when we continue in a moment here from John Clark Field. Your score at the break. Plano 14, Naaman Forest 0. We'll continue with the Lisa Feldhaus Photography halftime show after these messages. Plano with a 14-0 lead over Naaman Forest on the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on KVCE.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country. Featuring us. It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
And welcome back here to John Clark Field. Your score at halftime. 14-0. Plano Wildcats on top of the Naaman Forest Rangers. As we continue on with the Lisa Feldhaus Photography halftime show. It's part of the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE. That's AM 1160. KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. A lot of big games around the area tonight, all over town. In fact, some teams have started district play. So without further ado, let's get you caught up on the action. We start in 7-5A. Battle of the heavyweights, the Battle of Beltline. DeSoto at Longhorn Stadium taking on Cedar Hill. And so far, Eagles flying high, flesh off a huge win over the Trinity Trojans on Saturday night. They now lead it at the half over Cedar Hill 21-7. DeSoto outgaining Cedar Hill 238 yards to 128. Unbelievable job. Desmond White, 9 of 13 passing, 108 yards, also has 76 yards rushing. Jatori Sparks Brown with 2 rushing touchdowns. Jamin Peterson has a touchdown on the ground as well. The only touchdown right now for Cedar Hill, Justin McMillan with a touchdown pass to DeMarcus Lodge. Who else? But the stud athlete showing up in force. 21-7 the score. DeSoto on top of Cedar Hill at the break. Check in on scores out of 10-5A. Allen Eagles at the Woodshed taking on the Hebron Hawks as the first half is coming to a close. Hebron in the red zone, but they're trailing Allen 20-8 right now. Hebron big play offense trying to get going. Maybe they can punch one in right before the break to keep it a one-score game. Otherwise, Allen looks like they will enjoy a lead at the half for yet another week. Meanwhile, Plano East at home taking on the Flower Mound Marcus Marauders. The Panthers have a 14-7 lead at the break. Marcus hit hard with injuries once again this season, including losing Cole Irwin to yet another knee injury. And at the half, East on top of Marcus, 14-7, but the Marauders are actually outgaining the Panthers right now, 179 yards to 155. Plano East with an INT, Marcus with a couple of fumbles. Panthers got on the board first with a Mariello 12-yard pass from Miles Thompson. Sean Frankston caught a 7-yard pass from Thompson as well. But right at the end of the first half, Caden Smith with a 5-yard touchdown pass from Taylor Gibbs. So again at the break, 14-7, Plano East on top. Over at Tom Kimbrough Stadium. Elsewhere in 10-5A action, McKinney at Ron Post Stadium playing extremely well tonight. They lead North Garland 27-7, late first half score there. Plano West, they're doing what they do. 24 points on the board as they lead Mesquite by 10. As they're late in the first half on that one. West with 283 yards in the first half. And they've got the ball. They're trying to add to it. Baldridge with a 23-yard pass from Cole Mary. Cole Mary with a 3-yard run. Made it a 14-0 Plano West lead. Mesquite scored in a 72-yard touchdown run by Reed. The Wolves answer back with a Baldridge 55-yard pass from Cole Mary. Parker Davidson boots through a 32-yard field goal, and halfway through the second quarter, Octavius Miles with a 21-yard touchdown pass from Colby Calloway. Cole Mary in the first half, 5 of 6 passing, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anderson, 18 carries, 112 yards. Soso Chamabo, 2 carries, 17 yards. And Cole Mary, going to tote in the rock as well. 9 rushes, 61 yards, and a touchdown. And that's your look at the scoreboard here at the Lisa Feldhaus Photography Halftime Show. Once again, your score here at John Clark Field, Plano with a 14-0 lead on the Naaman Forest Rangers. We'll be back after these messages to get your first half stats, your first half recap with highlights with Ryan Mueller. All that and more when we continue in a moment from John Clark Field. Plano 14, Naaman Forest 0. The Lisa Feldhaus Photography Halftime Show continues in a moment on the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football here on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano.
Peak Physical Therapy of Plano was opened in 2007 by colleagues and longtime friends Steve Cole and Steve Long. The Steves, both Steves, call the East Side home. Peak Plano sets itself apart by providing cutting-edge techniques and technology delivered in a fun environment. The secret is out. Quality health care is now close to home.
Thanks, Plano, for your support since 2007.
Now come see the Steves.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball. You need StatGeek.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Now welcome back here to John Clark Field. Your score at the break, 14-0 Plano on top of Naaman Forest. We continue on with the Lisa Feldhaus Photography Halftime Show on the Road Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football here on AM 1160, KBCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority. Thomas Lee here with you. I'd like to bring in the Dr. Alex Sterling to recap our first half stats. And you Wildcat old-timers, you're going to like this because the defense was ferocious in that first half.
No, you're absolutely right, Thomas. This is 2.5 quarters now. They've pitched a shutout, and the stats show it. For Naaman Forest, their first half team stats, 6 first downs, 17 yards rushing in the first half, and that's with the area's leading rusher on the field. 17 total yards of offense, no passing yards in the first half. A little bit misleading. The quarterback had 4 separate drops by some of his receivers, so that's a little misplacing. But overall, from what I've seen, great play in the defensive secondary for the Wildcats that's led to the quarterback going 0 for 9 to start the game. 1 interception, 1 fumble for Naaman Forest for 2 turnovers, 6 penalties, 55 yards in the first half, 8 minutes, 38 seconds time of possession for the Rangers. For Plano, 12 first downs in the first half, 172 yards rushing, 19 passing for 191 yards of offense. Did have the 1 interception when they were their second and goal down there early in the second quarter. 8 penalties, 67 yards. Got to clean that up. That's been their Achilles heel here as the game's got along, just killing drives. And 15 minutes, 22 seconds time of possession, which is what I would expect to see from a Coach McCullough-led team that wants to control the clock. Going individuals here for Naaman Forest, quarterback Justin Walker, 0 for 9 passing. Like I said, we had down to 4 drops. He has 14 yards rushing. We have no receiving for Naaman Forest, and the leading rusher in the area, Michael Nelson, only 10 yards on 4 carries. For Plano, Mitchell Hansen, the quarterback, 3 of 8 passing for 19 yards, has 71 yards rushing on 5 carries and a rushing touchdown. Matt Kirshner is the leading receiver for Plano, 1 catch, 8 yards. Brandon Stevens, the workhorse, 10 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown. Fullback TJ Lee, 4 carries, 39 yards. So, It's a blueprint for what Plano wants. They're shutting them down. We can see why Plano's defense has been averaging, only giving up 100 yards or less. They're stuffing this running attack and doing and playing ball hawking defense in the secondary, and that's what you need and that's what they're wanting to do on defense, and they're doing it again. This is 10 quarters now of shutout football, and they're doing exactly what they want to do on offense, control the clock, at, like I say, 3 separate rushers over 30 yards rushing, and they're just controlling the game, nearly double the time of possession for Plano versus Naaman Forest.
Unbelievable stats. Good job, Doctor. But, again, just exactly what the Wildcat coaching staff would like to draw up to be able to execute in the game plan. This is the perfect game plan to go up against teams like Allen, like Plano East, who wants to snap the ball within 2 seconds of the ball being whistled in for play. I mean, this is the kind of game plan that also plays very well in the playoffs. You play good defense. You control everything when it comes to your offensive game plan and running the ball, and so far everything working out really well for the Wildcats. Let's bring on Ryan Mueller now to walk you through your first half highlights and a first half recap.
Wildcats win the toss to start the ball game, and they defer, so Naaman Forest will start out with the football. First drive of the game, their own 28-yard line, and by 6 plays, they do get a first down, but that Wildcat defense stiffens up. Some great plays by that front 4, Salisbury, Tecklenburg, Collins, and Bruner, all 4 making a beeline for Michael Nelson, who everybody knows is the big story, the ground game, if you will, for Naaman Forest. So 6 plays, punt forced by the Wildcat defense. Plano gets the ball, and they start out on their own 11-yard line. 8 plays, 3 first downs, 29 yards. They move the ball, but in the end, they are forced to punt. So out comes Colton Geyer, and the Rangers run into trouble.
Now trying to pin the Rangers deep. Good punt right here by Geyer. All the way down, it's muffed. It's loose on the ground. And there's a Wildcat on the bottom of the pile. Let's let the officials sort things out. And it is Plano ball inside the 20. What a job on the coverage. Griffith was down there, but credit the man, Jonathan Lara, the 6'1", 165-pound senior, coming up with the ball. And it's going to be first down now for the Wildcats in the red zone.
So after that, what do you want to do when you force a turnover and get good field position? Well, you want to turn it into points. Wildcats on the Ranger 18-yard line. Incredible starting field position. It only took 2 plays. The second play, Doctor called him a workhorse. Well, here's Brandon Stevens.
Panahan's wide right. That's the short side of the field. Kirchner wide left. Option left. There's the pitch. Green grass in front of him. Here he goes, Stevens to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Plano. The sophomore running back scampers in from 18 yards out with his second rushing touchdown of the year.
So some shifty moves from Brandon Stevens. He is something to watch, folks, and he's going to have a lot more highlights like that here in 2013. So at this point, it's a 7-0 lead as the Wildcats strike the scoreboard first. So with the Naaman Forest Rangers answer back, second drive, own 32-yard line, and that Wildcat defense once again comes up with such a tremendous output. 3 and out they force. A punt, and the Wildcats get the ball. Their own 14-yard line, third possession of the game. 6 plays. They move the ball 76 yards, and a little trickeration from the offensive coordinator for Plano, Joey Stone. Hansen to Stevens for the halfback toss.
Wildcats have it 2nd and 8 at the Ranger 10. Hansen toss, sweep to the right. Pulling up the throw, he goes to the end zone, and it is it intercepted? It is intercepted. Stevens with the toss into the end zone, looking for Josh Johnson, and the ball is picked off by Mark Johnson, no relation, the senior quarterback for the Rangers. So a big turnover there. The INT thrown by Stevens.
Yeah, Mark Johnson coming up with the turnover there for Naaman Forest, and so tell you what, the defense starting to dig in for the Naaman Forest Rangers. Their offense gets the ball back, third series for them, their own 25-yard line after the pick in the end zone. 5 plays, 27 yards, and this time it's Justin Walker throwing a pick of his own.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Play action fake. Possibly some holding, no flags being thrown, and the ball's thrown up for grabs over the middle and intercepted by Farhat. Cody Farhat with the INT, and the Wildcats force their second turnover of the night.
Yeah, heads-up play by Farhat. He's got in front of the receiver and picked it off, and that would give the Wildcats the ball. They get it on their own 29-yard line, 7 plays, 18 yards. When it's all said and done, they are forced to punt. Rangers get it back. They're pinned deep, own 13-yard line. Going to have to dig themselves out. Would they? Absolutely not. 6 plays later, it is that Wildcat defense making a stop and forcing yet another punt. At this point, we have 3 punts and a forced interception in the ball game for the Wildcat defenders. 5th series now for Plano offensively. Own 39-yard line, 6 plays, 61 yards the ball travels. 3 minutes and 19 seconds come off the clock, and boy, he's such a leader. Mitchell Hansen showing the wheels.
Hanahan's wide right, Myers slot right. Kirchner's a tight end on the left of the line, wider than Tecklenburg. Design QB run off of left guard, diving for the end zone, and he's in. Mitchell Hansen with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season as he scampers in from 7 yards out to punch another one on the scoreboard for the Wildcats.
Just followed that offensive line all the way through, and it'd be a 14-0 lead for the Wildcats. Naaman Forest would get it back in the closing minute of the first half. 2 plays, they lose 11 yards, and both teams head in the tunnel, and that is the score at the half. Plano 14, Naaman Forest nothing. Thomas, there's your look at the first 2 quarters of play.
Definitely exciting, particularly for Wildcat fans, to have their defense come out and start the season 10 consecutive quarters without allowing points. Before we take another break here in the Lisa Feldhaus Photography Halftime Show, let's get you caught up on those scores in 10-5A. 5 of the 6 games are at the half right now. East on top of Marcus 14-7. West on top of Mesquite by 10, 24-14. McKinney no problem with North Garland. They lead at the break 27-7. The lone 10-5A team trailing right now. McKinney Boyd down 13-0 to Rockwall. Rockwall, the lone win for the Naaman Forest Rangers this season. And they lead Boyd 13-0. And the biggest game of the 10-5A schedule right now is at the Woodshed. 21 seconds left to go in the first half. And Allen only leads Hebron by 3, 20-17. Eagles with 210 yards of offense. Hawks with 157. Kyler Murray with a touchdown and an INT. He's 11-20 passing for 99 yards. 70 yards rushing and a touchdown as well on the ground. Carson Profit, 9 of 6 passing, 117 yards and a touchdown. Braylon Evans, 23 yards rushing. Devin Miller, 13 yards rushing. David Brazel even has a 3-yard carry in this one. So it's a 3-point game as they approach halftime. Just 21 seconds left in the first half in the game. A blackout at Hebron tonight as all the Hawk fans were encouraged to wear black to try to black out the Eagles. Step aside for our final break. When we come back, the second half starts. So Lisa Feldhaus Photography Halftime Show draws to a conclusion. Your score at the break, Plano 14, Naaman Forest nothing. You're listening to the Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority. Brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
Never do today what you can put off until tomorrow, right? Now, that's not exactly the saying, but it seems like people would rather do anything other than doing something about their finances. That's why there's AXA Advisors. We work one-on-one with you to create a financial strategy for the things you need tomorrow. Start your financial strategy today with AXA Advisors. Call Thomas Lee at 972-455-9114. That's 972-455-9114. Securities offered through AXA Advisors LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA SIPC.
Creating and maintaining an unforgettable smile is the goal of Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller, DDS in Plano. As general and cosmetic dentists, Dr. Chris and Dr. Matt have decades of experience and continuing education. Their Plano office at 4975 Preston Park Boulevard employs state-of-the-art technology for precision diagnostics and treatment. An appointment for a complimentary cosmetic consultation can be made by calling Miller & Miller, DDS at 972-985-3300, 972-985-3300.
I got it when my internet here was faster than at my office.
I got it when I uploaded a gigabyte of photos. I literally wanted to say, did you see that?
When people switch from cable to Verizon Fios, there comes a moment when they get it. The difference 100% fiber optics makes.
I saw that picture. I really got it. I can enjoy the game better at home than going to the stadium.
I got it when our apartment became the apartment.
Once you've got it, you get it. But don't take our word for it. Ask a friend or a neighbor and see why millions have already switched to Fios.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here!
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Hello, everybody, from Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. It's Notre Dame football day, the #1 game in the nation.
Notre Dame football is back.
Sacked by a great Notre Dame defense. Intercepted again. Finding a way. Breaks into open field.
35 to 30.
Inside the 10. He's heading to the goal line.
For a touchdown, Notre Dame.
Listen this Saturday as the Irish host Temple. Our coverage begins at 1:30. Listen all season long on your home for Notre Dame football.
Tune in Saturday on KVCE AM 1160.
When you come to a crossroad of competitive sports, you have two choices: eat or get ate. At Mount 8 Sports Performance Training, we'll make you faster, stronger, and better than the competition. Train like an animal, play like a beast. Mount 8 Sports Performance at Peak Physical Therapy Plano. Join us, leave your footprints in your opponent's jungle.
Eat or get ate.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
And welcome back here to John Clark Field. It's about time to start the second half. Lisa Feldhaus Photography halftime show is over. Your score as we begin the third quarter of play. Plano 14, Naaman Forest nothing. Thomas Lee here along with Ryan Mueller. The Dr. Alex Sterling alongside as well. Scoring update from the Woodshed. Carlos Orochi with a 28-yard field goal at the gun. Makes it a 23-17 Allen lead at Hebron at the half. Pretty interesting development about 6 or 7 miles from us. Your thoughts, partner?
Watch out for the Hawks. You know, I'm telling you, they had some high expectations coming into this year, and as well they should with the amount of talent Coach Brazel has over there. So they got the home crowd behind them. I don't know. See how the second half unfolds. Allen's a good football team too, though. They first in the state.
I don't know. I like DeSoto myself. I mean, different polls have different teams different places. DeSoto's really been the one that's impressed me the most this year. Kickoff for the Rangers down inside the 30 to about the 28, taken across the 30, and then Carpenter is wrapped up and pushed back by Chase Harris, and so the Wildcat offense will take over. First down and 10 on their own 31-yard line. The quarterback, Mitchell Hansen, the running backs, Brandon Stevens, T.J. Lee, most notably in the contest. Matt Kirchner, Josh Johnson, Brooke Panahans, seeing the most time at receiver. Tecklenburg has been out there tight end along with Cantu. Offensive line from left to right, Austin Davis, Bo Hott, Justin Wadley, Logan Kershaw, and Deshae Moore doing a good job setting the table for the Wildcat offense. Pistol set for Hansen on first down. One receiver wide either direction. Zone read play. Hansen almost lost it, gets it back. If he's able to hang on to that ball, he gets around the left end of the line for a good gainer. Instead, he's dragged down in the backfield by Chance Rogans, the senior nose guard, Terrence Spears, and Brandon Smith, the defensive ends, all seniors on the front line. In fact, all 11 defensive starters are seniors. Derek Witherspoon and Marcus Parsons on the outside. The linebacking core, Carlton Moore and Jacob Choro inside. Roddy Perez, Mark Johnson the corners, Damian Melito, and Andre Woods the safeties. Loss of 4 on the play. Second down, pass left side. Kirchner with the catch, steps out right near the 40. Pushed out by Perez. But a nice pitch and catch on the play as they're able to pick up 11 yards. It's going to bring up now 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, really nice pickup after losing yards with Hansen caught in the backfield, but that's just a quick out for Kirchner, and when you practice, it's all about repetition. Hansen, drop back, and then fire that thing on the numbers.
You're listening to Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority. Wildcats 3rd and 3 from their own 40. Handoff up the middle, and maybe a yard gain, but nothing more than that. Just not a lot of running room inside for Stevens. If Hansen had pulled it, might have gotten the first down around the edge. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Wildcats.
The way Stevens had the first half that he had, you're thinking that 3 yards is really no problem. Well, Naaman Forest knew what to expect, and the Ranger defense kind of clotheslined the running back trying to get up through the middle.
Colton Geyer back to Eaton punt formation, standing at his own 27. Marcus Perkins awaiting the punt, standing about his own 24. And whistles will come flying in. I think we may have a delay of game penalty against the Wildcats. Good news for Plano fans. It gives Geyer a little extra room to really uncork on this one. Not much of a breeze right now after the weather we've had the last day and a half. It's coming out of the north, a little bit into the face of Geyer, but he's got some room now. Line of scrimmage, the Plano 36. Gets into this one. High end over end kick, bounces at the 35, inside the 30, inside the 25, and will roll dead about the 22-yard line. Covered on the play by number 22, Jonathan Laura. 42 yards on the punt, nothing on the return. And again, special teams for the Wildcats doing a good job tonight as they give the ball back to the Rangers on the Naaman Forest 21.
An overarching punt by Geyer, and then that happens. You've got a good special teams with a lot of speed. They're going to get down the field in a hurry, and they did. No chance for Perkins to return that one.
2 receivers right. Handoff on first down. Nelson running through the Wildcat defense. Gets 10, maybe even 11 yards out across the 30-yard line. Right to the 31. 10-yard gain for Michael Nelson, who was held in check for the most part in the first half. And the Rangers going with a little bit of a up-tempo offensive mentality here. Another handoff off of the right side of the line, and Cody Farhat, who had an interception in the first half, hits him and brings down Nelson after a gain of 3.
And I think that's the biggest change that head coach Sam McElroy wants for his Rangers, is to get Michael Nelson more involved, because trailing by 2 scores and nothing to show for the first half, I'm going to try to get him some carries and get him some space some lanes to work with because he is a special talent.
2nd down and 7. Rangers on their own 34-yard line. Another carry and nowhere to go this time. Nice job by Griffin to get in there and drop the ball carrier Nelson for a loss of a yard on the play. Let's set the Ranger offense for you. Mike Iemi, Chase Harris, Jawan Sadler, and Marcus Perkins, the receivers. Offensive line from left to right, Harrison, Elizardo, the junior left tackle, Jacob Smith, left guard. Center is Jonathan Funn. Harry Ramos, the right guard, and right tackle Jacob Charo. Justin Walker in a pistol set with Nelson on his left hip. And Nelson just 22 yards tonight against this tough Wildcat D. 3rd down and 8 for the Rangers on their own 33. Moving from left to right on your radio dial here. And the play clock's going to get down to 0. Did a timeout get called first? It did. We'll take it with them. 8:22 left to go. 3rd quarter, Wildcats with a 14-0 lead. Rangers facing 3rd and 8 when we come back on the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliance presentation of Plano ISD football on KVCE.
Rodenboss, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenboss offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenboss backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenboss, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
Mm-hmm.
Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
3rd down and 8 for the Rangers on their own 33. Shotgun snap is back, looking to go to the air, looking for their first completion of the night, and it is caught inside the 45. Finally wrestled down inside the 40 as the pass is hauled in by Caleb Valentine. Goes for 30 yards on the play, and a big first down for Naaman Forest.
Nice soft hands to catch that ball, and Walker has been looking there. He's put the ball on the money a couple of times tonight, and receivers have not been able to haul it in. There's a case. Valentine secures it, and a big first down.
Valentine with a nice catch. He's widest of 3 receivers now in the set. Some motion, I think, before the play gets going. And 1 step forward and 2 steps back for the Ranger offense now after the false start penalty.
And just like that, after the big first down, gained some momentum. They stubbed their toe, but no, that they need offense here. Come out here, start the second half. They forced a punt. Wildcat offense couldn't do anything with it. They've got to get down the field here and turn it into points.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Ball on the left hash, 1st and 15 from the Wildcat 42. Heavy rush. It's going to be hit and sacked. What a job getting around the edge and getting to the quarterback by Colby Cantu, the 6'2", 215-pound senior, slinging Walker to the turf like a sack of potatoes. It's a loss all the way back to the 49 in Ranger territory.
Cantu, flung him around. I think Walker found a way to stay on his feet and spun around, and then you had Cantu and the rest of the bunch collapse on him. But you're right, the pressure was there. Unbelievable effort by Plano.
2nd and 24. Inside give. Nelson is going to get close to 5 yards on the play before the defense stands him up. First man on the scene for the Wildcat defense was David Griffin. Also, Darrell Thompson was there to help bring down the ball carrier and set up 3rd down now in 19.
A lot of yardage in front of you to get the first down. Try to get it done underneath and just chisel back to the original line of scrimmage, but Wildcats were not fooled. You saw the front four defensive linemen. You mentioned it, David Griffith, linebacker coming in to plug a hole. So team effort, we've seen that tonight from this Wildcat D.
Heavy pressure on 3rd and 19. Passes deep and intercepted. Wildcats force another turnover as it is picked off. Throwing it up down the left sideline almost for grabs, and Marquise Hodge comes away with the big INT. After the turnover, we have a couple of penalty flags down. I think this is going to be a post change of possession. So the Wildcats getting the turnover, but won't benefit from any great field position. But Plano at least have their hands on the ball.
And that was an interesting play because you had Walker drop back, and he had two receivers dashing down the sideline, the left side of the field. Harris and Sadler both. Problem was they both kind of collided. Their feet got entangled, and the ball sailed well over their head, and that's where you find Hodge with the football in the INT.
Problem is Plano starts at their own 7 on the drive. I formation. Fullback is Welsh, and he's going to get the carry on first down in a little trap play. Gets across the 10 to the 11. Nice gain of 4 on the play for Connor Welsh. Reset the Wildcat offense for you. As Brooks Panahans brings the play in. Matt Kirchner is going to be split wide to the right. Wide left is Panahans. Tecklenburg tight end on the left side of the line. Offset I formation. Handoff. Stevens trying to bounce it to the outside. Stiff arms a man still on his feet to the 15. Turns the corner and finally is run out of bounds by free safety Damian Melito, but a nice run by Stevens, and it'll be enough for a Plano Wildcat first down, brought to you by Quick Car Willow Bend.
He gets a little bit of room because of the great seal-off block. This offensive line for the Wildcats can make a difference in how many yards Brandon Stevens gets, because he is, once he gets a little bit of a hole, Thomas, he fights through it.
First down, handoff. Oh, big hole, 20, 25, 30. Putting two hands on the ball, and finally going to be drugged down by Andre Woods as Brandon Stevens once again, as the speedster gets out on the left side for a big gainer.
Maybe the right time to call a delayed draw. It fools the defense, and everybody spreads out, and it's open underneath for Stevens to run loose.
19-yard gainer for the sophomore on the ground. Kirchner wide right. Johnson wide left. That's the short side of the field. Offset I formation. Fake on a toss. Inside trap, and here goes Welsh inside the 40. Down to the 42. About a gain of 4 on the play. Smith almost just ran by that play. Brandon Smith, the defensive end, responsible for that outside containment. Good cut in by Welsh and almost got by the senior defensive end.
Yeah, Bo Hott, the guard that was trying to pull out and block, but you hit it right on the head there, Thomas. The defensive end, Brandon Smith, who's really athletic. I love the way that he can spin and move his body and try to go after the tackle.
Second down now and 6. Handoff up the middle. Stevens runs into a gaggle of Ranger defenders, including Terrence Spears and Chance Rogans. Gain of a couple, sets up 3rd down and 4 now for the Wildcat offense. Plano with a 14-0 lead. 3:35 and counting left to go here in the third quarter.
And you can tell right now on the field, Ranger defenders trying to pick each other up. A little bit tired because of how well Plano has run the football, but they're trying to keep their heads in it.
Philip Moeller wide right. That's the wide side of the field. They're going to go option left. Stevens gets the pitch, turns the corner, and won't see the 45-yard line. That is one heck of a play by Jacob Charo, the senior linebacker. No gain on the play for the sophomore running back, and the Wildcats will face a 4th and 4 in punting time for Plano.
That hole closed so quickly. Lord Zapata was there, and as you said, Jacob Charvo came flying across the line to close it up. A good pitch out by Hansen, but just not a full head of steam for Stevens to bowl through defenders there.
Geyer in punt formation, standing at his own 30. Good pass back to him. Gets it away. High spinner. Bounces down inside the 25, inside the 20. Another Plano bounce inside the 15 and all the way down inside the 10 to the 9. Where Jonathan Laura once again will blow it dead at the 9 after a 47-yard punt by Geyer. Field position has definitely been on the side of the Wildcats pretty much the entire contest.
They have a 2-touchdown lead, and we've seen them play a little bit more conservative, but I really think that's the smart approach. You know, Coach McCullough is really considering winning the field, the battle of field position. He talks about that week in and week out. It's easier said than done, but as you said, Geyer with a huge leg to pin the Rangers deep.
Walker, Nelson, and company back out for the Ranger offense. Trailing 14-0 to Plano. Naaman Forest has it. 1st and 10 on their own 9. 2:17 left to go third quarter. Zone read, keeper by the quarterback. Walker sneaks out a hole on the left side of the pocket. It's going to get about 4 yards out to the 13 before he is brought down. And there's just, you know, one of the things about this Plano Wildcat defense is Salisbury brings down the quarterback. They've had the one pass play, but other than that, I think everything else has been a single-digit gain, or it's been a play for a loss for Naaman Forest tonight. It's been really impressive how they keep everything in front of them. On second down, another handoff up the middle, maybe a yard gain for Nelson, but nothing more than that. As Nima Bibahani is in there on the tackle. Middle linebacker for the Wildcats, Johnny on the spot, forcing a 3rd down.
Yeah, I think for the Rangers offensively, they just can't get into a rhythm. This is 3 punts and 2 interceptions forced by the Wildcat D.
Quarterback keeper on the read, and he spins away from one defender. Bibahani was there. Also a stop by Evan Bruner. And no gain on the play. It's amazing watching this. The defensive backs, Plano is daring Naaman Forest to pass because they've got single coverage on all 4 receivers, and there's no safety help. And so far it's worked out for the Wildcat D. Teller set to punt it away. High kick. Able to snag it, get it away. Nguyen fields it at his own 47. Has some running room out to the left side. And gets down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line in Naaman Forest territory. Good return on the punt. Travels 40 yards. 14 on the return. And with 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, and the clock's still running even though it's not supposed to. It now stops with 11 seconds. Wildcats have the ball in plus territory with a 14-0 lead.
And to your point, Thomas, I think that so much emphasis placed on the Naaman Forest run, that secondary has played lights out even when they've had single coverage.
Zone read, keeper by the quarterback. Great blocking in front of him. Here goes Mitchell Hansen around the left side inside the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play. And that'll be good for a Wildcat first down, brought to you by Lisa Feldhaus Photography.
And the key blocks came from the guard, Logan Kershaw, and Matt Kirchner. Incredible seal-off for Hansen, and he uses his legs to make a pay.
Cue up the strains of Grandioso. We head to the fourth quarter. Plano 14, Naaman Forest nothing. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliance presentation of Plano ISD football here on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano. Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
On first down, it's a 6-yard run for Stevens down to the Ranger 20. Second down and 4 as we start the fourth quarter. Stevens again, tripped up. And gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more than that. Nice inside pressure by Charvo and the Ranger defense. It'll be third down and 4 for the Wildcats. 11:15 and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. Plano 14, Naaman Forest nothing. So Wildcats have the ball, knocking on the door of the red zone. Wildcats break the huddle. Tight formation. They send Moeller wide to the right. 2 tight ends, I formation, option left, quarterback keeper. Hansen hit, spins down. He may be a yard shy. It's going to be really close. That is a very good tackle by the free safety, Melito. Fourth down and 1, and the Wildcat fans want to see Jadon in the offense. Go for it.
As well they should, too, because of how much they've been able to accomplish on the ground, and I would think you're deep into Naaman Forest territory here. Why not take a shot? Time's on your side. You've got a lead. Go for it.
Offense stays on the field. Panahan's wide left. That's the short side of the field. 2 tight ends on the right side. Quarterback, keeper, off right guard, lunges across the 15 down to the 13. Needed 1, got 4. Hansen, 6'4", 195 pounds. A big weapon in short yardage situations on the QB keeper.
And Hansen used the pile to help him. He charged right up through the gut, hit the pile, couldn't get anywhere, and then he just bounced right off of it and lunged forward. That's just an all-out effort by the junior quarterback to get the first.
It's like he scored 4 rushing touchdowns this season, very similar fashion. Offset eye pistol from the left hash. Keepers, he pulls it out of the belly of the back, stays on his feet to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Plano! 13-yard touchdown run for Mitchell Hansen, his 5th touchdown on the ground this year, 2nd tonight. And the Wildcat offense with another touchdown drive set up by a great punt return by Nathan Nguyen.
This makes it look so easy. Elusive speed. Hansen looked like he was going to get brought down, and a defender hit his foot right at the 6. No matter. He's in the end zone.
Geyer's extra point up and good. New score from John Clark Field. The shutout has now reached 11 consecutive quarters, and the offense doing its part as well. Plano 21, Naaman Forest nothing. 9:39 left to go here in the fourth. You're listening to Plano ISD football here on AM 1160 KVCE, presented by Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances. Back after these messages. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs
catalog symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the ShockBox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Geyer approaching the kickoff is deep down the right side. Boy, this is deep, deep, deep through the back of the end zone. And a touchback. Plano with a 21-0 lead now thanks to their latest scoring drive.
There, that was 3 first downs, 6 plays, 39 yards in the scoring drive, 2:32 off the clock. Mitchell Hansen, his second touchdown run, this time from 13 yards. Like you said, Plano leads Naaman Forest 21-0.
You think Coach McCullough is happy with the effort he's seen from his guys in the second half? A little bit cleaner than the first half. We'll get Ryan Mueller's thoughts on that after the Rangers' first down and 10 play from their own 25-yard line. Snap back, zone read, keeper goes to the air, swing pass right side, looking for a tunnel screen, has a blocker. And some great defense keeps that one from being a really big gainer as Griffith flies in and spins the receiver down to the turf. It is enough, though, for a Ranger first down. Valentine with the reception as it goes for 10 yards. Another first down. Rangers, a little bit of alacrity now, speeding things up. Handoff, Nelson nowhere to go as he's hit once he gets through the hole. Gets a yard, maybe 2. Combination of David Griffith and also Darrell Thompson on the stop. But Walker so far has completed 2 passes in the ball game, the Ranger quarterback. Both of them have gone to Caleb Valentine, the junior. Just his 3rd and 4th receptions of the season.
Like you said, they're daring him to pass, but at the same time, single coverage, the Wildcat secondary has done a phenomenal job. 2 picks in this ball game forced by that Plano secondary.
3 receivers left, looking left, now comes back to the right side. Great coverage by Carpenter to poke it away. Pass was intended for Valentine once again, but Carpenter with picture-perfect coverage coming over, knocking the ball away. No contact on the play. Doesn't get much better than that.
And that just proves my point with how well Justin Walker throws the football. He's had to put it on the money, and he's done it, but the Wildcat defenders are getting their hands in that passing lane, deflecting the football and making stops.
3rd down now and 8 for the Rangers on their own 37 from the right hash. 3 receivers left. They roll the pocket to that left side. Stepping, firing, has a man caught at the 45. And nice little shifty move there inside the 50 down to the 49 in Plano territory. And that'll be a first down as it goes 14 yards for Naaman Forest. Drive extender. Big possession down there. Perkins with a first down catch. The first person other than Valentine to catch a pass from Walker tonight. Perkins slot right. Wide right is Valentine. From the left hash. Zone read, pulled it out. Tunnel screen left side. Catch is made by Harris. He's going to get down inside the 30 before Farhat knocks him off his perch at the 25. It's going to be a 24-yard gain. And 1st and 10 Naaman Forest. And signs of life from the Rangers here with about 8 minutes left to go in the contest.
Just little tricks there in the backfield. As you said, zone read and then the speed of Harris on the tunnel screen to get right through that lane, secure the football. He was off to the races.
Perkins tight right, slot right is Sadler. Wide right is Valentine. It's the wide side of the field. Wide left is Harris, who just caught the 24-yard pass. Inside give, Nelson with some running room, and Griffin brings him down as he gets down inside the 20. Griffin makes a stop on Nelson at the 16. It's a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1 with 7.5 remaining here in the contest. Plano with a 21-0 lead.
So much quickness and speed for Michael Nelson, but David Griffith is an equal talent, and Nelson almost with a touchdown if Griffith doesn't get that last-second effort.
3 to the right, 1 to the left, inside draw, and 2-yard gainer for Nelson as he moves the chains. Salisbury was there. Tecklenburg was there. Bibahani also there on the stop, but 2 yards will move the chains. It'll be 1st down and 10 now for the Rangers at the Plano 14. Stevens is probably going to have to really bow up here or force a turnover to keep the shutout intact. 2-by-2 spread formation. Sadler slot left, Harris wide left. That's the short side of the field. Perkins slot right, wide right Valentine. Snap back, design QB draw up the middle, lowers his shoulder, gets inside the 10 to the 9. So he just ran into the chest of Bibahani and his momentum carried him for a nice gain of 5 yards.
The longest drive this game, Thomas, for Naaman Forest is 27 yards. Up to this point, remember this drive started all the way back on the Rangers' own 9-yard line. So they have finally been able to piece together a consistent drive. The question is, can they finish?
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Wing back left side, Nelson on the left side of the quarterback. Play fake to him, pass left side. Hauled in by Chris Ramirez. He's into the end zone for the first touchdown allowed by the Wildcats in 2013. Nine-yard pass play from Walker to Ramirez, and the senior hauls in his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah, Walker, pretty fleet of foot, bought some time. Good push by the left side of the line, and he's able to find the open receiver, and the catch, hauls it in, takes it in the end zone.
Good effort by Griffin to try to block it, but the extra point is up and good for Teller. His 10th PAT of the year. 6:03 left to go, 4th quarter. Plano allows points for the first time in 12 quarters. They still lead it over Naaman Forest 21-7. 6:03 left to go here in the 4th quarter. You're listening to the Plano ISD Game of the Week, brought to you by Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances on KBCE.
Creating and maintaining an unforgettable smile is the goal of Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller, DDS in Plano. As general and cosmetic dentists, Dr. Chris and Dr. Matt have decades of experience and continuing education. Their Plano office at 4975 Preston Park Boulevard employs state-of-the-art technology for precision diagnostics and treatment. An appointment for a complimentary cosmetic consultation can be made by calling Miller & Miller, DDS, at 972-985-3300. 972-985-3300.
Someday you may wake up and think, I'm running out of time to do something about retirement. Don't let that happen to you. AXA Advisors can help you do something now that may provide a solid future for you and your family tomorrow. Start your financial strategy today with AXA Advisors. Call Thomas Lee at 972-455-9114. That's 972-455-9114. Securities offered through AXA Advisors LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Naaman Forest on the board for the first time in the game after a 9-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Justin Walker to Chris Ramirez. 5 first downs, 9 plays in the scoring drive, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 36 seconds off the clock. 6:03 to go in the game. Plano leads Naaman Forest 21-7. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
High deep kick, fielded. I thought the fair catch was called for. No whistle blew after Carpenter hauled it in. And now a flag's going to fly because the Rangers were playing like it was a live ball. And at that point, Carpenter didn't know what to do but defend himself and try to run. So we'll see who they're going to throw the penalty flag on. It is kick-catch interference against Naaman Forest. And so excellent starting field position as the Wildcats should be about their own 42 or 43 to begin this drive. 6 minutes left, 4th quarter. This is what we always talk about. This is championship drive time where they're going to try to move down the field, take as much time off the clock, and hopefully put up some more points to try to ice this one.
They need to garner some yards, though, to do it. I mean, back-to-back drives, 37 and 39 yards. Of course, the last drive started on the Ranger 39-yard line, so they were able to take it in for a score. But you're right. They need to have some consistency here, take as much time off the clock as possible.
First down and 10, Wildcats on their own 43. From the right hash, I formation. Hansen under center. 4-man line for the Rangers. Inside give, and some good running there by Jackson Perion. He picks up 7 yards to the midfield stripe. Second down and 3 upcoming.
Really just leaning his body forward and getting the first down. That's close to the first down, and not coming in, not having a carry. 3 carries, 13 yards this year. A senior showing a lot of muscle on that play.
Fake on the toss, trying to go with an inside trap. Now Hansen just turns it into something, takes off, down the sideline, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Plano! Mitchell Hansen with a 50-yard touchdown run out of a broken play as he takes it to the house.
And found a hole and went after it and then got hit 2 or 3 times, and my account, how hard he was hit, should have lost the football, but that's just what you expect from Hansen. Great job to switch hands. Once he was inside the pile, he had in his left hand, he went outside, he went right hand, and then, well, he was off to pay dirt.
Extra point, snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 5:10 left to go, fourth quarter. Plano stamps another one on the scoreboard. 28-7, they lead Naaman Forest. You're listening to the Plano Wildcats on KVCE AM 1160, presented by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. Back to John Clark Field after this timeout.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
When you come to a crossroad of competitive sports, you have 2 choices: eat or get 8. At Mount 8 Sports Performance Training, we'll make you faster, stronger, and better than the competition. Train like an animal, play like a beast. Mount 8 Sports Performance at Peak Physical Therapy Plano. Join us, leave your footprints in your opponent's jungle.
Eat or get 8.
Third touchdown run by Mitchell Hansen, this time from 50 yards out. 1 first down, 2 plays, 57 yards in the scoring drive. Only 53 seconds it took. Plano 28, Naaman Forest 7. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Geyer boots this one out of the back of the end zone. He's got a little breeze in his back now, and he has just been uncorking them here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats back up by 21 with 5:10 remaining. And I thought that was a great answer by the offense, and particularly by the junior quarterback, still getting his bearings as the signal caller to make something happen on that busted play. Get Ryan Mueller's thoughts after this first down and 10 play for the Rangers. 2-by-2 spread for Naaman Forest. Harris wide left, slot left is Sadler. Valentine wide right, Perkins slot right. Pump fake, trying to do a pump and go down the right side. Ball's in the air and just incomplete. Didn't quite get to where the receiver went. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, how many moments last year did we see Mitchell Hansen with some great yardage after making the catch, where he had to fight through defenders? I think a lot of that plays into his success as a quarterback on the field. He's a junior playing like a senior.
Great athlete. Just made a very athletic play there on that 50-yard touchdown run. 2-by-2 spread, pistol set. Quarterback gives it, and there's just nowhere to go as Griffith combines with Daryl Thompson to bring down Michael Nelson, who has just had a rough night. Came in as the leading ground gainer in the Metroplex, and, well, Mama said there'd be days like this, and right now Nelson looking to crack 40 yards. He still hasn't done it We've got 4.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Third down and 10 from their own 25. Walker adjusting the play. Snap back, pulls it out of the belly of Nelson, fires over the middle too high. The pass was intended for Perkins. Number 25 for the Rangers, covered by number 25 for the Wildcats, Marquise Hodge, who had an interception earlier in the contest. And another incompletion brings up fourth down, and another 3-and-out forced by the Plano D.
That's another thing that has been so difficult for the senior quarterback, Justin Walker, because once he's as accurate as anybody when he gets to drop back, set his feet, and fire. Well, that is not what happened on that previous play, and it's often happened tonight with defenders in his grill.
High spinner punt bounces down just in Plano territory inside the 45, inside the 40. And it's going to be picked up at the 39-yard line.
Walker's punt rolls in at the Plano 39-yard line.
36 yards on the punt, nothing on the return. Wildcats take over first and 10 on their own 39 with 4:12 left to go in this one. Plano with a 21-point lead.
And I think Coach McCullough, you have 2.5 games of not giving up a score whatsoever, and you give up the one touchdown, but he really has to be pleased with the output, the effort tonight from both sides, and then, of course, the special teams, too, the way they've been able to get downfield and force turnovers.
High formation from the left hash, first and 10 from their own 39. This is a nice inside run by Matt Keys as he's going to get 5, maybe even 6 yards on the play. Out near the 45-yard line. Nice carry by the 6'4", 200-pound sophomore. Second down and 4 from the left hash. Option right, there's the pitch, turning the corner. Nice job lowering the shoulder, and I think Perion was down before the ball came out. So he's about a yard shy of the first. Pickup of 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up third down and 3 now for Plano with 3:15 and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats with a 28-7 lead.
And so much of the first 2 games for the Wildcats have been Brandon Stevens, as he came in with nearly 300 yards on the ground. Tonight, I think you had more from Mitchell Hansen. TJ Lee was involved. Connor Welch. You had a whole host of characters in the backfield doing the job.
Deep pitch left side on 3rd and 1, and it's a first down. Nice job turning the corner, 7 yards all told before Jackson Perion. 5'11", 155-pound senior is brought down to the 45 in Ranger territory as another Plano Wildcat first down brought to you by Miller & Miller DDS.
And, of course, the one man I didn't mention is the man getting it done on this drive is Perion. Patient running, fouling the blocks in front of him, looking for space. Another first down.
First down and 10, play clock inside of 5. Hansen under center, fullback trap. Couple of yards. Squeaked out by Matt Keys. As he gets to the 43-yard line in Ranger territory, we go inside of 2 minutes left to go in this one.
Better play from the offensive line in the second half. I thought they did a fairly good job in the first half, but as Coach McCullough pointed out, some offensive miscues, some penalties that really stubbed their toe on first and second down, brought them way back when they're used to getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on first, second down.
95 seconds when Hansen snaps this one, turns the corner to the 40, 35-30, one man to beat, sidesteps him, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Plano. Brooks Panahans, the junior, with a great job on the option right, keeps it, turns the corner, and scampers in for a touchdown.
And a great play by Panahans to try to fool the defender. A little stutter step sometimes is all you need to really break it wide open. That's what he got, and then nothing but green in front of it.
– 43-yard touchdown run for the junior quarterback, Brooks Panahans. Now he's got to hold on the extra point. Good job there as well as Geyer boots it through. New score from John Clark Field. Plano 35, Naaman Forest 7. 61 seconds left to go in this one. Come back for the conclusion after this timeout. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KVCE.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano.
I got it when my internet here was faster than at my office.
I got it when I uploaded a gigabyte of photos. I literally wanted to say, did you see that?
When people switch from cable to Verizon Fios, there comes a moment when they get it. The difference 100% fiber optics makes.
I saw that picture. I really got it. I can enjoy the game better at home than going to the stadium.
I got it when our apartment became the apartment.
Once you've got it, you get it. But don't take our word for it. Ask a friend or a neighbor and see why millions have already switched to Fios.
Backup QB Brooks Panahans with a 43-yard touchdown run for Plano. 2 first downs, 5 plays, 61 yards in the scoring drive. 3:11 off the clock. 1 minute, 1 second to go in the game. Plano leads Naaman Forest 35-7. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Love the Wildcats keeping it on the ground. Love the decision-making from the junior quarterback, the backup, Panahans, who runs in a lot of the plays from the sideline in Plano tradition. And I like the execution from all the guys who are out there. 28-7, think the game's over, but it means a lot to these guys, especially if they can pull off plays like that.
Yeah, just impressive, Thomas. And you could really tell here, third game of the season, a lot of trust for these players.
Inside draw for Nelson as he gets out to the 30, about a 5-yard gain before he is hammered down to the turf. In defensively, Jason McNeely, one of several Wildcat defenders in on the stop. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 with 35 seconds and counting remaining in this one. Walker gets the snap, hands it off. Nelson trying to get to the outside is upended, shy of the first down. And that may do it for this one. 3rd down and 1 now for the Rangers. Inside of 10 seconds we go here in regulation. Clock ticks down. 3, 2, 1. And that's a final, folks. The Wildcats improved to 3-0 on the year. Final score, Plano wins it 35-7. Behind a hard-hitting defense and an opportunistic offense. Once again, your final score, 35-7. Plano wins it to improve to 3-0 on the year. Coming up on the Miller & Miller DDS postgame show, we'll have the thoughts of Victoria's head coach Jadon McCullough. We'll give you your game stats. We will give you a look at the scoreboard from around the Metroplex. And we'll have your play of the game. All of that when we continue in a moment on the Miller & Miller DDS postgame show. Once again, your final score, 35-7. Plano wins it tonight over the Naaman Forest Rangers. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. Back to Clark Field after this timeout.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Creative, spontaneous, passionate. These are words that Lisa Feldhaus of Lisa Feldhaus Photography uses to describe her approach to life and photography. Lisa specializes in fine art portraiture, and high school senior portrait photography is one of Lisa's favorite venues of expression. Lisa offers top-quality professional service and a satisfaction guarantee. Connect with Lisa online to see her inspiring work or make an appointment at facebook.com/Lisa Feldhaus Photography. That's Lisa, Felthous Photography.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
Mm-hmm.
Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road.
The protective shield you see.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Welcome back to John Clark Field, the Miller and Miller DDS post-game show. Plano to a winner tonight, 35-7. Thomas Lee here in the booth. Down the field, Ryan Mueller with the head coach of the Wildcats, J. Don McCullough.
Well, Coach, you talk about having a good game all the way around. Well, defense forces 2 interceptions. The offense puts up 5 touchdowns. And then the special teams forces and recovers a fumble. They always talk about playing well in all 3 phases of the game. I think your Wildcats did tonight.
We did pretty well. We're going to take the win and enjoy it. We still got a long ways to go. I just feel like there's still so much we need to clean up, and our guys know that we've got a lot of battles in front of us. And it's going to start next week with Hebron at the Boneyard. Great football team, great coach, and Coach Brazel always does a phenomenal job. But what an opportunity for our kids to go over there and play at the Boneyard against Hebron, a great program on TV, and so we're looking forward to it. And hopefully we can go over there and compete.
looking at your signal caller, I'm going to probably be talking to him quite a bit about Mitchell Hansen this year, Coach. But you talk about moving a receiver over to quarterback, and there's a lot of things that can come with that. He has great downfield vision. Just talk about some of the things that he did well tonight.
Well, he's real smart. That gives him the ability to look at the defense and get us going in the right direction. He's very fast. But he's a great kid. He's so humble, and when you're humble like that, you can't help but just pull for him. And he's got that quality. He's played for us since he was a freshman, and things really are starting to slow down for him. So I told him a while ago after he ran that busted play for a touchdown, I said, you're just going to get better and better and better. And because he played receiver last year, he played safety his freshman year, so. We've been working him at quarterback, since January, and so we're excited about where he's at. But we're not excited, where we're at as a team. I mean, we're happy that we're 3-0, but we've got to get a lot better on both sides of the football, and then special teams too. We're real close to having a couple punts blocked tonight.
Well, Coach, like you said, 3 wins, great start to the season. Congratulations. Best of luck next week against those tough Hebron Hawks.
Thanks. We'll need it. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thomas, back to you.
That's Ryan Mueller downstairs with Jadon McCullough, the head coach of the Plano Wildcats. Wildcats win it 35-7 tonight here at John Clark Field in front of Coach John Clark. I saw him in the press box earlier. He's here, and I'm sure thoroughly enjoyed a big Wildcat win here tonight. Want to let you know just a little taste of what's coming up on the scoreboard check here in a moment. Allen and Hebron head into the fourth quarter. It's still 23-17 Eagles, a game you can hear on championsportsradio.com. We'll keep you apprised of the score as we continue on. Marcus scored a touchdown, went for 2, and did not get it. So East is on top 14-13 with a minute 17 left to go in the fourth quarter. And fourth quarter action between Plano West Mesquite, North Garland McKinney, and McKinney Boyd Rockwall. None of that's really changed much since the scores we gave you at the half. So come back after this break. We'll run through a complete look, not only the 10-5A scores, but also scores from around the Metroplex. We'll have your final statistics with Alex Sterling, your play of the game with Brian Mueller. All of that and more. We continue in a moment here from John Clark Field on the Miller & Miller DDS post-game show. Your score once again, 35-7, Plano a winner tonight at home over Naaman Forest. We'll continue in a moment here from Clark Field on the Roden Boss Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service at 2208 Midway Road in Plano doesn't do just oil change and lube service. You can keep your car, truck, or SUV running right with regular preventive maintenance of brakes, wheel alignment, AC systems, and more. They now sell all major brands of tires, and their chief mechanic is SAE certified with 20 years experience in auto repair. Family owned and operated, Quick Car Willow Bend is committed to making sure your family members are treated like their family members. At 2208 Midway Road, just south of Plano Parkway in Plano.
Peak Physical Therapy of Plano was opened in 2007 by colleagues and longtime friends Steve Cole and Steve Long. The Steves, both Steves, call the East Side home. Peak Plano sets itself apart by providing cutting-edge techniques and technology delivered in a fun environment. The secret is out. Quality health care is now close to home.
Thanks, Plano, for your support since 2007.
Now come see the Steves.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. Stat Geek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
And welcome back here to John Clark Field. Your final score, Plano 35, Naaman Forest 7. As we continue on with the Miller & Miller DDS post-game show. Thomas Lee here with you, bringing the Dr. Alex Derling for a look at some pleasing stats to the Chicago Maroon faithful.
Thank you, Thomas. Let's say we had good first-half stats. In-game stats are just as good if you're a Wildcats fan. For Naaman Forest, 13 first downs in the game, 58 yards rushing, 87 passing for 145 yards total offense. Had 2 interceptions and a fumble for 3 turnovers. 8 penalties for 70 yards for the Rangers. 21-25 time of possession. For Plano, 20 first downs in the game, 362 yards rushing, had 30 passing, 392 yards offense. Did have the 1 interception for their lone turnover. 10 penalties for 80 yards. 27 minutes, 35 seconds time of possession for the Wildcats. Going individual stats here, quarterback Justin Walker for Naaman Forest, 5 of 17 passing for 87 yards and a touchdown, plus an interception. Had 15 yards rushing on the ground. Caleb Valentine, the leading receiver for the Rangers, 2 catches, 40 yards. Michael Nelson, who we have talked all game about being the leading rusher in the area, had 15 carries for 50 yards, just absolutely stopped by this Wildcat defense. Speaking of Wildcats here, Mitchell Hansen, got to be the player of the game here, 4-9 passing for 30 yards, 11 carries, 150 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. Michael Kirshner is the leading receiver, 2 catches, 19 yards. Matt Kirshner, 2 catches, 19 yards. Brandon Stevens leads the rushing attack out of the running backs for Plano, 15 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. And fullback TJ Lee, 4 carries, 39 yards. So it's looking like here, if Plano can get a little bit more consistency in their passing game, this rushing attack will even be more deadly because it'll open up more holes for all the offense, running the trap plays, the zone reads, and all that. A lot of things to work. Like Coach McCullough said, there's a lot to work on here. I think that passing game is a little bit more crisp. Like we said, Mitchell Hansen, it's his 3rd game as a quarterback. I'd be interested to see how make progress next week heading into Hebron. See if that can be another bounce-up game before heading into district play, and Plano could be a surprise team out of 10-5A.
I don't think it's going to really surprise anybody if they make the playoffs. Excellent job tonight, Doctor. I appreciate the effort. I don't think it's going to surprise anybody if they get into the playoffs because this is a 6-team district. 4 of the teams are going in. McKinney has looked vulnerable at times. McKinney-Boyd looking very vulnerable tonight. Those are the 2 games you have to win to get into the playoffs. If the Plano ISD's master plan will come to fruition, Allen, Plano Senior High, Plano East, and Plano West all getting in. That is what Gerald Brenson, the athletic department, would like to see. And then, once you get in Region 2, you never know what's going to happen at that point. And like to see that possibility happen. Just have to wait and see if that's how it's all going to shake out. If that did happen, by the way, and this is a fun fact I like to point out, that would push Allen, with a top 10 enrollment in the state, down to the Division II, the quote-unquote small school bracket, as Plano and Plano East would both have the Division I route. Allen would go D2, and it would just be absolute pandemonium as they will be facing off against schools with enrollment classes. The entire school of what Allen has maybe in one grade class right here in Collin County. All right, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and bring in Ryan Mueller for your play of the game. And I wish we could play a whole mashup of different defensive hits and so forth, but unfortunately, that's definitely not going to be the case. But there's got to be a lot of great plays available for your selection tonight.
Yeah, lots to choose from, but I think I go back to you look at the score that Naaman Forest put up. This was the touchdown from Walker to Ramirez. That was the first and only score the Rangers had in the ball game, and it made it 21-7. So you're thinking, okay, maybe things might get interesting, but how will the Wildcats respond? Well, Coach McCullough talked about it. It was a busted play, 2 plays, 1 first down, 57 yards. The Wildcats moved the ball, and how about this 50-yard scamper for the signal caller, the junior, Mitchell Hansen.
Fake on the toss, trying to go with an inside trap. Now Hansen just turns it into something, takes off, down the sideline, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Plano! Mitchell Hansen with a 50-yard touchdown run out of a broken play as he takes it to the house.
Now, the game was pretty much well in hand, but I thought that any confidence that Naaman Forest had gotten from their first and only score to make it 21-7, I think Hansen just kind of shut the door completely, nail in the coffin, so to speak, and it was just an unbelievable play by a guy that I think has a really bright future on this football team.
I do like the way that he is he's getting better every single week, and every week when the defense keeps playing like this, the offense keeps making things happen. Expectations keep getting ratcheted up, and that's part of being a Plano Wildcat, is having to shoulder the weight of high expectations. We'll step aside for one more break. When we come back, a final look at your scoreboard, final thoughts from this game, and we'll look ahead as we're getting closer and closer to the start of district play as to what 10-5A may look like when all is said and done. All that when we continue in a moment with more of the Miller & Miller DDS post-game show. You're listening to the Plano ISD Game of the Week, brought to you by Roden Boss Flooring, America and Appliances. Plano winner tonight, 35-7 over Naaman Forest on KBCE.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Don't put off the things you know you should do today. Start a financial strategy with Axe Advisors so you can prepare for the things you need tomorrow. Call Thomas Lee at 972-455-9114. That's 972-455-9114. Securities offered through Axe Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Creating and maintaining an unforgettable smile is the goal of Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller, DDS in Plano. As general and cosmetic dentists, Dr. Chris and Dr. Matt have decades of experience and continuing education. Their Plano office at 4975 Preston Park Boulevard employs state-of-the-art technology for precision diagnostics and treatment. An appointment for a complimentary cosmetic consultation can be made by calling Miller & Miller, DDS at 972-985-3300, 972-985-3300.
I got it when my internet here was faster than at my office.
I got it when I uploaded a gigabyte of photos. I literally wanted to say, did you see that?
When people switch from cable to Verizon Fios, there comes a moment when they get it. The difference 100% fiber optics makes.
I saw that picture. I really got it. I can enjoy the game better at home than going to the stadium.
I got it when our apartment became the apartment.
Once you've got it, you get it. But don't take our word for it. Ask a friend or a neighbor and see why millions have already switched to Fios.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
skunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Hi, Rusty Gentry here for Toyota Plano. Toyota Plano is a proud sponsor of the PISD athletics and academics. We're proud to support the community. We're right on the corner of George Bush and Preston Road. That's Toyota Plano.
Quaker Steak and Lube is a proud supporter of Plano ISD Athletics. You can't get your oil changed here, but you will find the best wings, burgers, salads, and more. This football season, don't forget to pick up your tailgate party platters before the game. Then head back after the game for the official after party. Every Tuesday, come on out for all-you-can-eat wings, $2 off with your student ID, and meet Dallas Cowboys Morris Claiborne, located in Plano at Highway 121 and Parkwood. There's always something happening at the Lube.
Hi, Rusty Gentry here for Toyota Plano. Toyota Plano is a proud sponsor of the PISD athletics and academics. We're proud to support the community. We're right on the corner of George Bush and Preston Road. That's Toyota Plano.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Wildcats a winner at home tonight, 35-7 over Naaman Forest. Thomas Lee here with you as we continue on with the Miller & Miller DDS postgame show. Part of the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances Plano ISD Game of the Week. Wildcats improved to 3-0 on the year. They do see their streak of 11 consecutive quarters of shutout football snap, but I know Coach McCullough will take a 35-7 win over that streak. Getting better every week. That's the plan, and that is the goal for the Wildcats. Before we get out of here tonight, we promised you a look at what's going on around the Metroplex. We start in 10-5A, where Kyler Murray has just punched it in from 1 yard out. The two-point conversion fails. And with 8:38 left in the fourth quarter, it is a 12-point Allen lead, 29-17 at the Woodshed over the Hebron Hawks. That touchdown run by Kyler Murray right there, the first points of the second half for either team. Meanwhile, at Tom Kimbrough Stadium, Plano East hosting the Marcus Marauders in another 5-5A, 10-5A showdown. Plano East leading at 14-7. Late in the fourth quarter, Marauders drive down, punch in a touchdown. Ferguson from 1 yard out. They go for two. It fails. 14-13, Plano East with the lead. 1:17 left in the fourth. Marcus with the onside kick. Recovered by Plano East. And the first play from scrimmage, Lionel Wills goes 51 yards for a touchdown. Final score, Panthers 21, Marauders 13. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Plano West still leading at Mesquite, 31-21. Soso Jamabo, not a lot of action in this one. I hope the young man is okay. Only 2 carries in the contest. We'll have to see if he is going to be okay. More importantly, for district play that begins in just a couple of weeks. Plano West with another touchdown. A Malik Rochelle 14-yard TD run makes it 37-21 with 5:23 left in the fourth quarter. The Wolves with over 500 yards of offense, 336 on the ground, 171 through the air. Robert Colmary had himself a night. 9 of 13 passing, 171 yards, 15 rushes for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Austin Anderson, 30 carries, 199 yards as well. McKinney, no problem with North Garland tonight at Ron Poe Stadium. It's 41-7 halfway through the fourth quarter. McKinney on top. And Rockwall with a big blow to Boyd's chances here as Rockwall was pitching a shutout until Boyd had an INT return for a touchdown. Rockwall leading at 34-7 halfway through the fourth quarter. But again, the big game on the night. Allen leading Hebron by 12 now. With 8:38 left to go in the fourth quarter, will the Hawks be able to answer? We'll have to wait and find out. Other scores from around the area, 7-5A action. Mansfield, a winner tonight, doubling up South Grand Prairie 14-7. Duncanville, 2 points better than Midlothian in the fourth quarter, 19-17 the score there at Panther Stadium. DeSoto, too much for Cedar Hill tonight as the Longhorns take their second loss of the year. 47-20 the final in this one as the Eagles soar in the Battle of Beltline. Timberview with a 34-7 win at the Gopher Warrior Bowl over Grand Prairie. 6-4A score, Dunbar leading Birdville 49-44 at Clark Stadium. That's a fourth quarter score. Other games from around the area. Louisville, a 14-10 winner over Arlington at Goldsmith Stadium tonight. Saxe, too much for Flower Mound, 55-16 the final in this one. Mesquite Horn, 47-17 winner over Tyler John Tyler. That one out in East Texas. Rockwall Heath knocking off Rowlett tonight, 28-13 at Holbert B. Johnson Stadium. North Mesquite, 30-0 shutout over South Garland Colonels. And Wilmore Hutchins with a 26-13 win. Actually, no, 26-13 lead over Arl Turner. That game in the fourth quarter. Well, before we step aside and conclude things here on the Miller & Miller DDS postgame show after a Wildcat 35-7 win, Thomas Lee here welcoming back in Ryan Mueller to the postgame show, and just a great all-around effort tonight and the exact kind of effort the Wildcats are going to need going up against the likes of Plano East, Plano West, Allen, but it all gets started next week against the Hebron Hawks, who are given one of the top teams in the nation everything that they could ask for and more. The game will be at the Woodshed over on the campus of Hebron High School, which is where the game tonight between Hebron and Allen is taking place. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Plano responds, definitely playing their toughest competition of the year.
Yeah, and Hebron has gone through some real dogfights with some top caliber competition, Thomas. You talked about Allen tonight. They had played Abilene to start the season, so they've gotten battle tested. So these Wildcats are going to have to take everything they have learned and as fine-tuned as they look, and they're going to have to take it into next week. So I tip my cap to Coach McCullough because, he talked about it in the pregame interview. He said, experience is so huge on a football team, and you have different pieces here with a lot of experience that know how to play this game, that have been around the block, so to speak. So I think that a lot of that is going to have to come into play next week.
It will be interesting to see how this team continues to take steps to get better. A 22-0 shutout win at Louisville, 28-0 last week over MacArthur, now 35-7. One thing this team hasn't seen is a lot of adversity and a lot of close contests, and that's definitely what they're going to get next week taking on Hebron. That may be a great learning experience because 10-5A is not going to be the cakewalk that the first three games of the year have been for the Wildcats.
It's really not. I mean, this is going to be, teams battling back and forth. I don't think there's, Allen's obviously the clear-cut favorite, but, everybody else in the district, it's up for grabs. So I think that you go into Hebron and say, hey, we're going to play as tough as nails, whether we win or lose. It's all good for the experience to really prep us up and get us ready for district play because it's coming in a hurry.
The Plano Wildcats are on KVCE AM 1160 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano ISD football is sponsored by the following: Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. By Quick Car Willow Bend Lube and Service Center, 2208 Midway Road in Plano. By Lisa Feldhaus Photography, portrait artist of photography. Online at Lisa Feldhaus. That's FELTHOUS.com. Dr. Chris Miller and Dr. Matt Miller at the office of Miller & Miller DDS, 4975 Preston Park Boulevard in Plano. By Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road and I-635. Plano ISD football is a presentation of KVCE AM 1160 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Special thanks to our broadcast crew back at the KVCE studios. Matt Broom doing a great job punching the buttons and keeping us on all night long. Special thanks to Robin Valatudo, the sports director over there at KVCE. Thanks also to Norm Ward, the producer and owner of Sports Sounds Radio, for helping us put these games on each and every week. For all of us here on site, our statistician extraordinaire, the Dr. Alex Sterling. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Mueller, my name is Thomas Lee. Once again, the Wildcats improved to 3-0 on the season with a 35-7 win over Naaman Forest. Next week, a special intra-state battle as Venice of Florida comes in here to Clark Field to tangle with the Panthers of Plano East. Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 7:30 right here on KVCE. Folks, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Of night with the moon shining bright, there's a set going strong.